They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs dropped their fifth straight, falling at home to the Jazz, 130 to 118. Keldon Johnson came off the bench and led the way with 26 points. Wemby added 15. Tonight, the Texas A&M Aggies take on the 20th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys in the Texas Bowl in Energy Stadium. And you know where you can find the Aggies, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, with the pregame starting at 7.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the
I want some rest.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
We do each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
Y'all remember that voice, don't you? It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. You're pointing at the wrong guy.
Oh, what do you mean?
He's producing.
Okay. Well, I was like, whoever had the screen up, it was wrong. But now it's better for my OCD. It didn't matter.
I saw you pointing, and I'm like,
my OCD is okay. Now we're good.
Our digital hero.
Yeah,
our DH. He's on our to your left, not to your right.
Whatever, whoever. Damn it, get it right.
That's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R, a Wednesday edition. We're glad you're with us today.
Where's my ring light?
That thing broke, man.
It was on this last leg, but I still was able to get it to.
I think the last attempt was on Friday,
and we just killed it.
We
put it to sleep.
The short in the wire finally just gave out.
We didn't. Oh,
I think that was last Thursday.
It's all good.
Blame my brother on that when he was jacking with it, and finally it went down. I still have it over here on the ground.
I don't care
if you want to try.
No, I was going to go electric tape, but if you got to go electric tape, then it's done.
No, I think that was tried.
Oh no! Oh God!
See, it's
done.
Yeah, we tried electric tape.
We got a rat in here. So chewing wires.
It lived a good and long life, but that's why Amazon's here.
Yeah.
Good morning, Greg. Good morning to all that do get up with a purpose.
What up, YouTubers?
Those few of us, man. It is a lonely ride in at 4 a.m. Man, there ain't nobody on the road.
Nobody's working.
I literally, I live like 7 miles from I-10, and by the time you weave your way back up Babcock, I did not see a single car. Not one moving car with a light on from where I left my house at Babcock and Scenic Loop to 1604.
Damn.
Not a living human being or moving
I saw some cars, but it wasn't many. But I don't see many, but it was less than normal for sure.
I'll tell you, I've never seen that before or not seen that before.
Yeah, everybody's at the crib.
Everybody stayed up late watching that great Spurs game. I mean, everybody's tired.
It was actually a good game.
Was it? I mean, I guess actually that was one of the games where you can say, at least we saw something.
No,
I think Jeremy had a pretty decent game.
Your best friend, Jeremy? That Jeremy?
I think, you can't fall off the floor. So basically, I'm not praising, but I will say, given the circumstance, at least in the first half, which is,
right.
I thought that he had an appropriate game. And I think Keldon is liking his green light come off the bench roll.
Yeah.
I mean, what did he have? Like 11 in the first half.
True,
11, 12. So he went there, but the Spurs did what they do and got beat. Utah's a very talented young team. There's a lot of dudes.
There's a lot of players and a lot of picks. Danny Ainge is over there trying to, do what he did in Boston across the country.
Would you ever
marketing Jordan Clarkson? I like a little bit of the makeup.
Keontae George, he's a comer, man. He's going to take.
Whoa.
I mean, he's really coming. I mean, he's going to be a star. You can see.
I see it.
I'm going to keep saying it to keep making you uncomfortable. Man, you're in the gutter, man. It's early. It's way too early for that.
It's too early for that. It's way too early for that.
So
I need some more coffee.
You can move it around the bend, and we'll come along with us.
The challenge today is going to be not to put this Woodford Reserve in my coffee. That's the challenge today.
Oh, that's left over from the party.
Yeah, and the only reason why, look, let me tell you something, because I don't like the narrative that's being pushed by the Blitz, well, by Jason. He's like, well, Rudy made me bring this bottle. Let me tell you something about my bottle etiquette.
What
okay?
now? What now?
Minix is trying to say, well, Rudy asked for his half a bottle back.
You did?
Look.
Why would you do something like that?
Exactly,
That's
bro.
awful.
Like
Why would you ask
You
that?
take a bottle to a party.
You leave whatever
You
there.
leave what's ever there,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's fine. Clear example, I left a 1.75 handle of Crown at Jason Minnick's house in December of 2022 that he just returned to me a year later. He was like, dude, I'm never going to drink. It's never been open. Gave it back. I left a full unopened bottle at his house. This one was engraved to me.
I
It
see.
It
Okay.
says, Merry
Well, yeah.
Christmas, Rudy, from Texas Cheer Liquor. There was a gift. And I didn't even ask him to bring it.
No, I get why.
You see what I'm saying?
It too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't take a open bottle home from a party. It's just that's disgusting behavior. I was raised better than that.
But
I didn't ask for the bottle back.
Most of the time, I want you to take the bottle. Most of the time,
I
you know what I
just
mean?
feel
I'll
weird
hand
taking
it to you.
I feel weird taking
No, I know. That's why I will hand it to you.
Oh, okay.
You know
That's
what I mean?
different.
Like, please just take this because I ain't going to drink it.
Right.
Or there's just enough left to kind of look at, but I'm never going to go at it because there's just enough to look at. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to want some bourbon, I'm going to want more than what's in that bottle.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So,
but you got a couple 20-something-year-old sons. They might polish it off.
you know, and the way that since my son left, his room has always been on the down.
Your youngest.
Yeah,
or the
my
older?
youngest.
Okay.
His bedroom was always like right off the kitchen. That's where it was. It was going to be a study, whatever. He just chose that as his room.
Okay.
So when he left, I turned part of his room
into storage.
A bar.
Oh,
my father's fancies himself a woodworker and made this kind of crazy lean.
Oh, nice.
Thing. Well, anyway, the bar is in his bedroom.
Well, I don't know.
We sit right now.
Good luck. I would, if I'm you, I'd have to change my bar location.
I'm telling you. So all I've left in there is like schnapps.
Yeah, the stuff. Rumple mints.
Rumple mints. Some of that.
Trust me, he's 22. The Rumple mints ain't gonna last.
Well, we will.
And I don't think you care if he polishes off the Rumple mints.
But he doesn't realize that I do go in there and look and see if he's done anything.
Have you marked all the bottles in with the permanent marker at the line
that's something
level?
my dad did way back when. I never did that. But I never had anything worth stealing anyway. They always had better taste than I did on most of the alcohol.
Man, my few days off, Rob, I'm the Detroit Pistons and Cedar is the NBA.
Oh gosh.
Dude, the 7,000 whatever Cedar mark. Cedar, I've never ever in my 46 years on this planet had my ass kicked like Cedar kicked my ass these last 3 days.
Did I tell you what happened to me last week? Were you gone already? I think you might have already been gone. So I guess
Cedar
it was
kicked
last
my ass,
Friday, last Thursday or Friday. I was out walking the horse sensei myself. And I live up on some property, and I am a bad property owner. I have not cleared it of cedar. I know.
Okay.
For those of us that know, clear it of cedar if you have. I have the wherewithal, but it would take me the rest of my life to clear the property of the cedar.
There's no way.
It'd be a lifetime thing, and then you'd give it to whatever. So chock full of cedar on the top of this hill. Well, my dog runs underneath a cedar tree to take care of his business and hits a cedar branch. And it was like somebody had grabbed a handful of yellow talcum powder and just threw it in the air. It went poof.
And up your nose, in your eyes.
Dude, I've seen that on, the Facebook and the reels and all that of what trees look like in the wind. I'd never actually seen it in person. And it was scary. Like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. My dog was all yellow from all it was
damn.
And I don't care if you're allergic or not at this kind of volume.
Right.
Everybody is itching and sneezing. It is as bad as I think I've ever felt the last 2 years. And I'm not allergic.
Yeah. And the thing is, post 2020, you can't convince anyone.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you sneeze and then you cough and then you sound stuffy and everyone's just kind of giving you that look like, hey, man, you okay? I'm like, bro, I swear it's Cedar. Leave me alone. I promise you. I wouldn't be here if it was COVID. I would be.
We had someone around here 2 years ago who swore it was allergies for 3 weeks. And
oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
No, that wasn't allergies.
I don't think so either, but it's an easy excuse.
Well,
if you want
the DH has an infant, so if I was sick, I wouldn't have came in here.
Well,
I would have. I just told him
let
deal
me
with
tell
it.
You,
he's 20-something. He's fine. He'll
anybody with kids in daycare, they're bringing it to you. You ain't taking it to them.
That's so true.
So we got to be. He has to quarantine, not us. We're the safe ones.
True.
So I haven't had a chance to talk to you since the Cowboy game.
Oh, yeah.
And you were very level-headed.
Yeah, I'm not like James and Ryan Nagel. They can't wait till the Cowboys lose. The WhatsApp is on fire when the Cowboys lose because of those two gentlemen.
They went at it, and the Cowboys seem to be kind of resigned. Well, it is what it is. We tried hard. We just didn't quite make it. We're going to hear from Mike McCarthy. We're going to hear from Jerry. We're going to talk about podcasts and broadcasts and everything that went in to last week and heading toward a pretty interesting Detroit game. You just wonder how much of a pedal to the metal kind of game it's going to be for the Cowboys.
Well, McCarthy seems to think that I get where McCarthy's coming from. We're going to hear from him on how high he ranks this game coming up versus Detroit, and I get where he's going. I see him working. I think it's smart.
Well, to me, Rudy, it sounds like he's lowering expectations. Like,
well, he could be.
Just like, look out, these guys are a lot better than we thought they were. I don't see how we're going to get together. We'll talk Cowboys next, and we'll hear from Micah as well. This is R&R. We're so glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning. Get up and get your ass busy. We'll be right back here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Listen to this message I received.
First message.
Hi, Chris. This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Connecticut water softener, but getting all those Connecticut units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Connecticut wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Yes, Chris, thanks again for installing our Connecticut. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
Oh. So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners. Thanks, Chris. By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
From all of us at Connecticut, Merry Christmas.
Oh, and Chris, I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
Connecticut.
Joe Reinagel here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted resolution company. $1 million in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Just 3 words. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. The majority of steel products sold in America are made in America of U.S. and foreign materials. Batteries and chargers are sourced internationally.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy J and Rob Thompson with you. Easy E driving the boat. Seeing if you got anything new on you for Christmas. What was the Christmas gift that you enjoyed the most?
Oh, some body lotion and some.
You're a full-on adult. You get any new chones, any new underwear?
No. I got some boots. Some like nice boots to wear when we go out, and I got some. Oh. But the thing I was most excited about was my bourbon body lotion. That smells really good from Bath Body Works.
Smell like bourbon.
No, it doesn't really smell like bourbon. It's just, it's just a touch. I ain't walking around smelling like a bar.
That's easy.
Yeah, I know. I don't have to do that. That's a Saturday night. But no, you know us. Men. I don't want anything. What'd you get? What's your favorite gift?
I got a clock that is in words.
A clock?
In words.
So it says like
the time is 5 after 10, all in words.
All right.
It combines my two favorite things, reading and telling time.
You hate captions.
That was part of the white elephant. I kept getting good white elephant gifts. Like I had a bonsai, like you grow your own. Cool. That would have been cool, right? That's something you never think about. Like, would have had that. I also had and because you can have, I think it'd be stolen 3 times in ours. I also had a packet of really like interesting hot sauces, slap your mom.
That's cool.
You never know.
That's pretty cool.
Those are always pretty cool. So I kind of collect hot sauces. So that was stolen. That was taken by a family member. Those rotten. And then I had I had a set of these jars, each one with a different recipe for infused bourbons. Like
that's cool.
One had like dried oranges.
That's pretty cool.
That would have been awesome, right?
That got stolen.
Stolen too.
Now, who got your survival kit and what were their thoughts?
That was stolen quite often. My son Clay ended up with it. So you weren't supposed to announce who bought what. He didn't know.
No, you're not supposed to announce it.
So he opened it up. That thing had like a pocket knife and it had dried water.
I do feel like less than a man when every guy at the party pulls out their little pocket knife, and I'm the only guy that doesn't have one. So I wouldn't mind having a little pocket knife.
Yeah, I carry one. And the problem with carrying a pocket knife is a lot of places are like, nope.
Yeah, I've seen you get one taken.
Yeah.
I've been with you. I think we're at Super Bowl.
And there's yet another reason why you should be watching via the feed there at the YouTube.
Damn it.
Because you would see the deadly weapon that was taken from me. You know where it was?
LA?
No, it was at the Astros game.
Right. That's right. World Series game 1 versus the Braves.
And this was a weapon, the likes of which they did not want.
Yeah,
and see,
that's right.
I have the Swiss Army knife with the toothpick and the tweezers, and they thought this was a dangerous weapon.
Oh no!
And that's happened to me more than once. So I just buy them by the gross.
Okay, I'm gonna get me one though.
They are handy.
And I want to clip it to my belt.
Yeah, there you go. You have to have the belt.
You gotta
clip.
have the belt clip
and the chain.
It's just like once you hit 42, you gotta have a knife on the belt.
Well, for some reason, in my reels, every now and again, there's the guys with the weird weapons. You know, like
I've seen those.
You know,
I've got caught down that rabbit hole.
With like on your belt buckle and the necklace that turns into a dagger.
Nice.
You know, or the brass knuckles that also is a knife.
I don't know about brass knuckles. I don't plan on punching anyone.
Those are illegal, you know.
Yeah. This is Texas. We just carry guns. Who needs brass knuckles in Texas? You're gonna pull out your brass knuckles, he's gonna pull out a 9 and you're gonna be in trouble.
What? That's exactly it.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, see, the funny thing about all this is the gun is legal. It's the brass knucks that'll get you put in jail.
Texas, baby. Your brass knuckles, like,
is that a switchblade? How long is that blade?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not a machete, dude, just put it away. You're getting shot.
At what point are you allowed to bitch about reffing? When can you do it and people go, yeah?
See, I'm from the Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich era. So Micah doing this to me isn't a big deal. I watched Pop go to the podium and be like, Tim Duncan's the best power forward to ever play a game. How does he go through 48 minutes of a game and not get fouled? Phil Jackson, the way they're reffing Shaq is just not right. He's getting beat down and they're not calling him. And then the next game, things change. So with Micah doing what he's been doing, I'm like, oh, this is Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson. It's no big deal. Is it annoying, Rob? Absolutely.
But the numbers tell it. How many numbers of rushes without being?
It's 36 quarters.
Wow.
So let's be clear.
That is criminal neglect.
Micah is annoying. He is, but he is also right. He is also 1,000% right. Micah Parsons is too talented to not have been held once in 36 quarters. Are you kidding me? Is it 36 quarters? It's 30. Like that's no. Again, annoying, yes, right. So I can't get mad at the message if the message is right. There is no way possible Micah Parsons goes that long without being held. It's just silly. But the thing about it is, see, in the NBA, it works. The next game you get calls. In the NFL, these refs have decided, hey, y'all, you watch Micah's podcast?
Like it? Suck it.
He ain't getting it from me this week.
You don't like it? Throw in that red sock.
Yeah,
we'll talk then.
The refs have banned together against Micah. NFL refs stick together. They stick together more than any refs in any pro sports, league. And I don't think Micah's doing himself any favors.
McCarthy. Wow. Yeah, Carlos. He did.
Yeah, Rudy showed up.
Hey, you know what though? Rudy left some hours on the table.
We all did.
So
we all did.
There are a lot of days we shouldn't have been here.
Like today, like tomorrow.
Hey, we don't close up shop, Rudy.
Yeah, we don't.
We do not do that. Mike McCarthy talked about number 11 on his team.
I don't see a young man worried about it, in his preparation.
He actually is.
In the game, he's competing during the game. I think these conversations that happen after the fact, I think it's more of a product of today's industry. Yeah, I don't see it as an issue. I mean, everybody wants an honest answer. And I think the fact that our players and coaches, I think they do a very good job of engaging and, doing the best they can with their responses.
What?
See, well, this is we've asked McCarthy about Mike and his pod, and he's like, y'all don't really listen. But he was like, the thing he said in there, and the thing he's told us right here on R&R is he's 24, 23 years old. This is what they do. That's
you know what? He's right.
That's Mike McCarthy's approach to it. And I think the other point is, we all want an honest answer.
Right.
And then when Micah gives an honest answer, his honest opinion, we get mad. Like, it was like, what do we want? Do we want Barry Bonds? And no, maybe. Or do we want a guy that speaks his mind?
And he's right.
He's
you know what? You
right.
want to go, yeah. And we talked a little bit about it. I guess it was day before yesterday. Steve Kerr, he's mad at the refs too. There is a definite, I don't know if there's a current going on amongst fandom and players, or we really have reached a level of just bad officiating across leagues that there's a radical change coming. I don't know if the lens gets more in focus or less in focus, but nobody's happy.
Yeah,
Nobody.
and then out of that, if I'm Micah, y'all are costing me money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, one, you're costing me money. Two, you're affecting my impact on the game.
Yeah.
Because again, it's 3rd and 6, and you get held, and they convert. That takes a first down from what should be 3rd and 16. It matters. It totally matters. We may not like the delivery, but Micah is 10,000% right. I'm sorry. I hate to defend him on this, but I have to. There's no way possible he hasn't been held once, not once.
In 36 quarters.
Come on now.
Come
on now.
Criminal neglect.
That's not and so in 9 games.
So do you think
in 9 games, not one?
So should there be a line, the Rudy J Sportsbook? What's the over-under on holding calls
this week?
This week for Micah against Detroit? 3?
Minimum 2.
Yeah, minimum 2.
Minimum 2.
So maybe this will work out. Maybe the strategery of the bitching will work out.
Or they just band together.
You know what? You're never going to be held again, number 11. Hey, coming back, the gumbo's boiling. Are you afraid of those Kansas City Chiefs? And is Travis Kelce completely wiped? And is Baltimore truly the best team in all of the NFL? Lots to talk about, because Baltimore and the Dolphins go at it in the AFC for supremacy of that side of the NFL world. We're talking about it next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Want to talk to you about the good folks over at Mr. W Fireworks. That's right, Mr. W Fireworks. We're talking about 50 to 80% lower than any other fireworks stand in the entire city. Actually, they're locally owned. They give back to the San Antonio community. All stands have been open since December 20th. They're open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The biggest selection in the area, also home to the lowest fireworks in town. In fact, 50 to 80% lower. And on that yellow tag, when you walk into Mr. W and you see that yellow tag, that lets you know that is buy one, get one free. You could get more for less at Mr. W. Shop early and save even more. Don't wait till Sunday night when the lines are going to be crazy. Or if you just can't get there, fine. But I'd probably go sometime between now. All you got to do is look for that W. They're pretty much all over the city. Heck, I got 4 or 5 right down the street from me. So you can check it all out for yourself at MrWFireworks.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we got a lot of football to talk about because the college football playoffs are this weekend. The Texas Longhorns involved. Bob Ballou with KI Sports will join us at 4:30.
And it's our last show of the year, so we got a lot of Cowboys talk to cover in 4 hours, and we'll do that with John Machota from The Athletic and Jane Slater from the NFL Network.
Plus, we're giving away Alamo Bowl tickets.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The South Texas RV Super Sale is back at Expo Hall at the Freeman, and boy, do we have a great show this year. After years of supply chain and disruptions, our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. A full array of Class A, B, and C motorhomes, gigantic fifth wheels, toy haulers, teardrops, and pop-ups. So go on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com, buy tickets in advance. No need to wait in line. We'll see you Thursday, January 4th through Sunday the 7th at Expo Hall. Doors open daily at 10 a.m. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Get ready for the ultimate poker showdown. It's the Texas Hold'em tournament with a jaw-dropping $100,000 first place prize. Join us at the 100 Grander on Saturday, January 13th in San Antonio for high-stakes action. The top finishing woman player wins $10,000 and top finishing senior and super seniors win $5,000 each. Don't miss out on the excitement. Secure your spot now at TexasHold'emSA.com to register. That's TexasHold'emSA.com to register.
America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our clients, friends, and neighbors that wholesale prices would crash to almost nothing. 2-carat GVS2 lab-grown diamonds are currently being traded at wholesale for $264, but some jewelers are still selling them online for $3,000 to $4,000. Repeat, wholesale $264, retail $3,000 to $4,000. Some retailers are selling 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for under $300, and others are giving them away for free with purchase. Lab-grown diamonds are very easy to detect with gemological equipment. Tens of millions of carats are produced in huge factories in China and India, using a tremendous amount of subsidized electricity supplied by coal-burning power plants. America's Diamond has only offered traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have had real value for centuries. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
The Marvel Spider-Man 2 official video game soundtrack is out now. Featuring Swing, performed by Grammy and BET Award nominee artist Earth Gang, and featuring Benji. Produced by Oscar and Grammy Award winner D. Miles. Be sure to check out the most anticipated game of the year, Marvel Spider-Man 2, available only on PlayStation 5 now.
We can go pound for pound. We can go round for round.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Fully stocked to shop everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipe, cigars, and more. With 16 area locations, including the newest at 8214 FM 78. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health San Antonio can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive San Antonio. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications, like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
No, you don't do that. Don't do that. It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Don't start bad habits at an old age. You start them when you're young so you don't reach an old age.
It's actually true.
Put that on a T-shirt.
There's no truer statement, actually.
Put that on a T-shirt. The NFL is rounding into form. We got 2 games left. The playoffs are pretty much, they're not locked in tight, but we have a good idea.
Yeah, we got a
real.
Yeah, for sure.
But there'll be, there might be a difference in road in a way. Where are the Chiefs in your hierarchy of power?
This is where I am with the Chiefs. Clearly, it's a bleep show. You got Andy Reid. Don't give him his damn helmet if he's gonna act like a damn baby. And you got Mahomes cussing at the offensive coordinator. Call the bleeping play. And you got Andy Reid, chicken winging Kelsey. Get your head out of here. The receiver drop. Like, it's a bleep show. But I still would not bet against them once they're in.
Why
not? I know. I just
they look awful
because you have because I think that highly of the magician that is Patrick Mahomes. I just once they're in, because they've been to 5 straight AFC title games, they just know how to get it done in a playoff setting, and because they're going to have at least one home game. That first one, they'll have at least one home game right now. If it started today, I think they'd be playing. They'd have to play Buffalo again.
Yeah,
that would be tough. that would actually
on the road.
Yeah. Well, no, it'd be at home because they won the
home?
division.
Oh,
yeah, because they're going to win the division. See, right now the Chiefs are Mahomes. I'll say is in that position that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady was in for the longest, where your division is so bad that you stumble into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like the Tom Brady, the AFC East during his era was awful. Same AFC South was awful during Peyton Manning's run. And right now, the AFC West is awful, even though the Raiders just beat the Chiefs. But you get where I'm coming from. So, yes, I know what I'm seeing, Rob, and we're supposed to believe a person when they show you who they are. But would you bet against them? Like if they're playing Buffalo Sunday in Kansas City, you take Buffalo?
I would. You ever heard that there's really only 7 stories that have ever been told?
Okay.
There's only 7 stories.
Yeah.
There's, the quest, the rags to riches, you apply different names and different plots, but there's really only 7 that have ever really been told. I've seen this story too many times. I've seen this story, and this is one of the 7 in the NFL, that when you pay your quarterback a ridiculous amount of money, you get about 1.5 to 2 years of that talent hanging around. And then once that talent that got you there can no longer be afforded, you get this. You get old guys that are trying to hang on. And there's a couple on the Chiefs that have now lost it. And Travis Kelce, at least for the last 6 weeks,
He's definitely lost at least a half a step.
And is not the threat that he was. Is he still kind of scary? Yeah, but you can tell he's not where he was, and it's not going to get any better. It might level off, and those find themselves together again. And there's obviously some yips going on. But they're done, man. They're done. They don't know
they're actually better on the road this year. They're 4-4 at home and 5-2 on the road.
They have one more shot. This is it. And I think you give them a puncher's chance. But if you ask me,
that's what I'm giving them.
If you ask me what I bet on them, no. I think that this is.
So today you take Buffalo to go into Kansas City again, even though they just went into Kansas City and won a close game, a really, really close game that came down to what? Offsides? Was that game?
Yeah, that was
the offensive offside. So I just have a hard time just saying burying Patrick Mahomes.
Did you? I think it was in the 3rd quarter against
the Raiders.
And they were going for it. No, it was 4th quarter. They were going for it on 4th down. And Mahomes did everything that Mahomes always does. He escaped the rush. He moved the pocket. He did everything right. Kept looking downfield, and looked and then moved his feet. And the Raiders couldn't get him. And finally, he rolled left and ended up throwing the ball out of bounds with his left hand. And I felt like this kind of epitomized the Kansas City Chiefs season. Because he made the play last. He did everything he could. He avoided 3 or 4 blockers. He finally had to scramble. And he finally looked out downfield and realized, you know what? It ain't there. I'm just throwing it out of bounds.
With the left hand.
With the left hand, just kind of tossing it out just to kind of save some face. And it just felt like at that moment, there's just nothing left. And you talked about all the other sideline stuff. No Benemy. There's just no there.
I'm glad you brought that up, Rob, because nobody else wants to. We're talking about receivers dropping balls, and we're talking about everything. But like even with the Eagles, Rob, perfect example. We talk about Shane Steichen not being there ad nauseum, but nobody wants to talk about the fact that this offense has gone to bleep without Eric Bieniemy. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, it's obvious, and I think Benemy is due, considering what he's done, a head coaching job now. I think he's proven 2 places, and he did it with smoke and mirrors, and not a lot. Although Howell,
it's tough what he's going through because they've lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, but he's doing it with smoke and mirrors. I think Benemy has proven his point, either by his presence with the Commanders or his absence from the Chiefs. One or the other has proven the value that a lot of teams have passed on. As Kansas City declines, is anybody close to the Ravens today?
I think. Look, what they did, they've won 5 straight. Lamar Jackson is playing his butt off. And what they did to San Francisco against that caliber of a team was highly, highly impressive. It's hard to punk the 49ers, and they punked them. But I'm still not all the way sold. I'm not all the way sold. I mean,
Why
they
not?
They only have 3 losses. One of the losses that they have is to, one of the losses they have is to the Browns.
I'm with you, but I can't figure out why.
I mean, I look in their division. If Joe Flacco is going to play like this, if you look at what Josh Allen's been able to do, like I would think that's a coin toss if they're playing Buffalo or if they're playing the Browns right now.
They pantsed the 49ers. I mean, they beat Purdy all day.
Yeah, see, that's what I looked at this weekend. I looked at probably, if you want to say, I mean, by the numbers, the 2 best teams in the AFC are the Ravens and the Dolphins. And if you buy the numbers, the 2 best teams in the NFC are 49ers and the Cowboys. And both of those teams defeated the NFC two best teams. So I don't know what to take from that. I don't know if that's like a Super Bowl thing where it's like, oh, well, if it's the Super Bowl, the AFC Championship is the de facto Super Bowl. Maybe you go into it thinking that way. Because I haven't seen the Ravens, the 49ers at full strength get beat like that. Now, they had some casualties along the way in the game. Trent Williams got hurt.
That mattered.
Yeah, that mattered. So ask the Cowboys what happens when you lose your left tackle. But, the Ravens are the best team right now. I don't think that's up for debate. When you do the 49ers that way, who everyone's has as number 1 in the league as far as their power rankings go for the last few weeks, you got to give it to the Ravens right now.
At 7 o'clock, as the Spurs chase a title, there's a new title holder. The Motor City. The Pistons have set themselves a record that might just continue to grow. And the Spurs get to chase it. Although a significant change made, one that had been promised and tried before, seems to be back for the time being. We'll talk about a starter headed toward the bench. Did it work or not? And what did we see in another loss as the Spurs goes down to the Jazz? We'll do Silver and Black at 7. But coming back to check out the Texas State game. If you were there, you probably got a little thirsty in the second half. We'll tell you why coming up. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SA Card House at 281 in bidders, $25K giveaway going all the way up through Sunday, 17 hot seats per day, every hour, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. So if you've been there, if you've been taking part in this tournament all month long, you still got plenty of time to get those multipliers. That's what SA Card House does. The more you play, the more that pay is. Once you're over 150 hours, you're going to get a 3-time multiplier. So you got to play to get the pay. And if you're logging those kind of hours, you're going to want to get something to eat. You're going to want to get something to drink. And guess what? You got to walk maybe about 10, 15 steps over to Foster's Bar and Grill. They have 3 top-notch, top-level chefs making anything and everything you can think of. And the favorite part for myself is breakfast all day. I'm a breakfast for dinner type of guy, so I love that. And one of the best old fashions. They even got a little bit of Pappy there if you could afford it. If you hit on one of those multipliers, get yourself a little pour of that Pappy, a little 2-finger pour of that Pappy. You can afford it because you got to play to get that pay. Check it out yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House at 281 in Bidders.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY. If
you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. The Blitz begins at 2 o'clock. It will be our final show of the year, so we got a lot to cover. First, we'll talk some college football with KI sports anchor Bob Ballou, how the Horns preparing for the college football playoffs, and a lot of Cowboys talk. John Machota will join us from The Athletic, and Jane Slater with the NFL Network will join us as well. Lots to talk about. I saw your red Solo Cup. I saw Jason's red Solo Cup. You had more white sheets in yours than he had in his. I don't know.
We were all winners on Friday night, except Joe.
Yeah,
I completely destroyed a well-made tri-tip that he had smoked. It was delicious, and I knocked it right. Well, I did not. I played a role in it. So
I heard you knocked his.
I didn't. See, it was somebody else that was. I'm not naming names, but I was holding the tray, and I watched. And it was for me, so I played a role, but it wasn't physically me that caused the collapse. In fact, I saved some, but it was unfortunate.
But y'all still ate it, and no one died.
No, yeah, I fed it directly to Pledge. He didn't.
But you won the rib contest, so I didn't get there till
going
late.
Away. Yes, I think
it's interesting. That's interesting. You know, they counted you out, Rob.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Jason thought he had that in the bag. Trust me. He's confident about his ribs. Jason doesn't think he's going to lose anything in life. So I know he thought he had that in the bag. So when I got there and realized that you had won. It made me happy.
Well, I don't think I could duplicate one of the ribs ever again. Oh,
which one do you think got the most? Which one did you
It was
enter?
the competition ribs were the ones that I do every day.
Okay.
But the only thing that was different was I brined them, and that it made all the difference. It added a lot of time to the cook, but the buttery meat.
Yeah, it was good stuff. By the time I got there, though, Joe had tapped out and took an Uber home. I was like, "Where's Joe?" I see his car out there, so I walk in, and I'm like, I see Joe's car. There's no Joe, so Joe had been a responsible adult and tapped out early.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think you missed him by too much, but yeah, he's an old man.
He is.
Did you watch Texas State get him a bowl game last night?
About 15, 20 minutes.
Me too.
It's hard to watch Rice football. Like,
Yeah.
I want to watch them, rocket engineer and be lawyers and stuff. I don't tune in to Rice to watch them play football. There's the smart kids. Not everybody needs to be great football players. Some of us got to be smart kids. It's hard to watch Rice football.
It was the dichotomy of the
I don't
party
even watch them
school
play
and
against,
Rice.
Yeah, I don't even watch them play UTSA. Like, how did Rice even qualify for a bowl?
6-6, baby.
Who did Rice get 6 wins against? I need answers.
Let's just say Schreider's got a bone to pick with them.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the story of the game.
So the legend will last forever. And it's reinforced with the one that's been around forever, that Southwest Texas, now Texas State, and for those of us who say Southwest Texas, we age ourselves immediately. It's a party school, always has been. That's where you went. You couldn't go anywhere else. You partied like mad. There's probably 20 schools across the country that are always going to be considered, you're a party school. And Texas State, for the longest time, took great pride in it. Last night at the Tax-Act, whatever the bowl game was.
No, that wasn't Tax-Act.
Oh, whatever.
That Tax-Act is tonight. That's you guys.
That's the Aggies. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the bowl was.
The Texas State side drank all the beer.
Oh, it was the Serve Pro.
The Serve Pro. That's right.
First responder bowl.
Oh, they had some rough commercials that happened during the game. Did you watch some of those? Oh boy, honoring first responders and the stories they were telling. Man, oh man. But they Texas State, those Bobcats, that drank all the beer on their side of the stadium. That's the legend.
Look. This is what happened. There ain't that much drinking in the world. These concession people have beer in these stadiums from 1973.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. What happened was, after the 15th person came up to the damn concession stand and 6 Miller Lights, somebody made an executive decision to cut them off.
Oops, we're out.
These stadiums don't run. And even if they did, let's say they did, Rob, then I send a golf cart to the Rice side where they're over there drinking water and White Claws. Yeah.
Profit motive? No, they don't want to make money.
Yeah, like what do you? I send 3 golf carts or 3 Ewok Kubotas to the other side of the stadium, and I bring 6 pallets of beer. They got cut off.
Dude, we drank all the beer,
no,
bro.
You didn't drink all the beer. You were
we drank it all.
Like, you were acting like idiots. You were belligerent. You were stumbling. There were 3 fights, and someone made an executive decision to cut you off. Everybody's seen a guy or two or a lady or two get cut off at a bar, and they probably needed to. You don't run out of beer at Energy Stadium. Was that?
I don't know. Wherever they are,
whatever. I don't know. It wasn't Energy. It wasn't Energy. Whatever stadium they were at, you don't run out of beer. They got cut off. Texas State don't celebrate.
They don't run out of beer at the Alamo Bowl. I can tell you that. And we're going to have a couple tickets to give away at 9:30 as David Evans of USAA is going to join us. We're going to talk military appreciation, San Antonio's Military City, USA, and a couple of tickets to our beautiful Alamo Bowl tomorrow. Hold on tight. R&R in the morning and Silver and Black Talk next, right here on 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, the Cowboys welcome the Motor City Kitties to the Big D. It's a football beauty. Saturday night, Cowboys and Lions at 6:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my
The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day. From comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast. Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
Oh, not this song again.
Hello, Sarah. Real quick, if you had to choose, would you listen to elevator music all day or deal with payroll compliance?
Oh, payroll compliance for sure.
Wait, really?
Staying compliant is so much easier with Gusto. Gusto automatically calculates my taxes and files with all the right agencies for me.
That actually sounds great.
Hold up. Can Gusto help my small business with compliance too?
Of course they can.
Choose payroll compliance without the ups and downs. Visit gusto.com/radio to sign up for free.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text STREAK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text STREAK to 42424. That's STREAK to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Mr. W Fireworks, we have always offered the lowest prices on fireworks.
And we always will.
We never charge additional hidden fees, and we price our fireworks more than 50% less than the other guys.
No joke!
When you shop at Mr. W Fireworks, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices on fireworks around and the biggest selection.
Just look for the big W on our sign, and you are in the right place.
Visit MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you.
Mr. W Fireworks.
From our family to yours.
Happy New Year!
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Monday Night Football. KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Texas State Bobcats fans drank up all the beer in the stadium on their side anyway at the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl on their way to a 45-21 win over Rice. Tonight, the Aggies take on the 20th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys in the TaxAct Bowl up at Energy Stadium in Houston. That starts on San Antonio Sports Star at 7. But right now, Silver and Black Podcast, we're talking about those Spurs.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. You know how I know that?
Finally?
Oh, my gosh. Boy, I hope there's like a special dispensation from the garbage dudes because their Christmas
you got
gift
the Christmas.
is, oh, my gosh. I had so much trash.
I can't imagine.
Bag after bag after bag.
Same.
It's like, and we're only supposed to have 3 things on the ground. I got like 9. I hope that they are forgiven.
If I was the man, I'd be like, yo, he knows he only got 3. I'm sending 6 back with him.
Well, it's going to be there next time you show up. You might as well get it now.
Well, I got mine out yesterday, Rob, but I guess we forgot to pay it. They left it.
Oh, did they?
That's always embarrassing when you're the only house with 3 bags left outside.
Did they really leave it?
No, they leave it. Who is it? Tiger. If you have not paid, Tiger will drive past.
So you have Tiger like me.
I had Tiger. They left mine, so I gotta send them their money. Now I gotta wait until whatever it is.
Oh,
Saturday.
you were a month behind on the bill.
Not even a month.
Oh, but it wasn't about the number of things on the ground. See,
no.
I have Tiger as
It
well.
was we don't check the mail. We forgot and they left it. So
I think they just
I got the walk of shame to go pick my stuff back up and bring it back up and bring it back into the backyard while your neighbor's just looking at you like shame. I looked out there. I was like, gosh darn it. I was like, babe, we didn't pay the trash. She was like, oh, my bad. Oh, my God. Damn Barbie dollhouse bags. And so I had to walk of shame and bring it back into the backyard until Friday or Saturday, whenever they're coming back. Anyway.
It's too much work to take that stuff back. My neighbor's just going to have to be mad at me.
Oh, no. The HOA will come get me. I'll have a fine. If I leave it out there till Friday, the HOA will get me. So I had to bring
mine,
it back.
the varmints will spread all
that
over
too.
the
See,
planet.
that too. I don't want a possum or a raccoon to come through. So yeah, I had to bring it back.
I didn't realize you were in the Tiger land like I am.
Yeah, I'm in Tiger land. And I don't blame them dudes. Like, oh, we got one. Like, in any work, walk of life, if you don't have to do something, like, oh, the Johnsons ain't paid, keep moving.
Because it's one less house they got to
Yeah,
work.
it's one less work. You know what I mean? It's like when the computers go down. Oh, hell yeah.
Speaking of taking out the trash, these Spurs, went down.
That was
to the
harsh.
Utah Well, they started strong. We saw a little bit of glimpse of what is possible in the first and second quarters.
That's been all. Isn't that been the entire season?
Well, there have been games where we saw absolutely nothing, and there's been some where we've seen a little bit in the middle. But we've seen only, I'd say, 2 games where we had complete effort from first quarter to fourth quarter all season long. And last night was much like most.
Consistency is the word of the day, Rob.
Right. And they fell flat on their face in the second half, as they are apt to do. But let's focus on the positives as we sit.
Okay.
So first and foremost, we were told a couple of weeks ago, and injuries kind of got in the way, that Keldon was probably going to be the 6th man. And they did it a game or 2, and then for whatever reason that went away. I don't know why it went away, but Zach went to the bench and Wemby moved around, and now it was announced yesterday by Pop that Keldon's going to be the 6th man for the foreseeable future. And
Champagne started last night.
Champagne and Charlie Hustle, and evidently dialed into the first half with his 3-point shooting, will take over that role. And I will say that was an effective personnel move, because Keldon came in, attacked the rim, and played like a dude that was told, you keep shooting till I tell you to stop.
Yeah, 9 for 20. He jacked up 20.
20
like,
shots, man.
If y'all gonna make me come off the bench, I'm gonna come off this thing firing.
We all would love that. Everybody wants to be the guy that is told to shoot it every time you touch it. That's your job. It's hard. That's a hard thing to be. It is. It's not the easiest thing to be that, especially when, as a starter, they've overpassed. So he has to go from overpassing, even though it probably was appropriate, to catch the ball and go do what you do. And I like that. So that alone, I will say, congratulations. Also, Jeremy Sohan, I realize you can't fall off the floor, but the first and second quarters, I can see what Pop wants.
Yeah, I can see what Pop wants as well, but I think they also like watching Malachi Branham do cardio. Because there's no reason that Trey Jones isn't the starter other than the fact that you want some pop off the bench. And I'm not talking about Popovich. I'm talking about some actual pop. Because, I mean, when you start Malachi Branham, but you play, and he plays 17 minutes, but Trey Jones plays 27.
Yep.
So then you're telling me that Trey's better. But you're telling me that Trey's the better point guard, but we continue to start Malachi Branham. He's out there doing cardio. He really, and it's not his fault. I don't think the kid's a natural point guard.
No, he's not.
Just like Jeremy Sohan isn't. You have a point guard on the team. Matter of fact, you have two. And again, it can't get any worse. You're 4-25. So when I see Trey Jones coming off the bench and I see Devontae Graham continue to get DNPs, I'm like, what is the purpose of DNPing Devontae Graham, who's a legit basketball player in this league, when you've only won 4 games? You've only won 4 games in a season where you said wins are. So at what point do you try to do something different? Why is Malachi Branham out there at that position when you clearly know that Trey Jones is the best point guard on the team? And you clearly have another point guard in Devontae Graham. Oh, but let's just keep giving him DNPs because he's gonna make us a worse basketball team. 17 minutes for Malachi Branham, 0 for 3 from the field, 4 rebounds, 0 points, and 2 turnovers. He had more turnovers than points. What is the purpose of him being out there?
We did have a Blake Wesley sighting.
That's another one that's a head scratcher.
I mean,
at this point, how is anything not on the table?
Well, everybody played last night, so there is a positive.
Except Devontae Graham.
But we even had a City Sissoko.
Yeah, we had a Sissoko. We had a Skeelishvili sighting for 2 minutes. He was +7.
Mamu is an animal. He doesn't play any defense. He's always in the wrong place, but he's always moving. I'll give him some credit. He never stops. But what does stop is there is such, you just said it, and I was trying to find another word for it, but there's no other term for it. There's such an utter lack of consistency from one moment to the next.
Yeah.
Just from 1 second to the next, they do something great. They move the ball. They find Wemby down low. He posts up, gets a nice little bucket. And before they can even, they're celebrating so much they did something right that suddenly on the other side, we see Walker Kessler with 3 consecutive dunks because you guys didn't even get back on defense because you were celebrating some kind of decent ass pass that shouldn't be worth celebration.
Right. And I don't like the uniform.
Well, that SATX is never.
I thought I did. No. I thought I did, but I don't.
It's bad script.
Yeah,
it's an ugly uniform.
Pop finally sounded frustrated last night, though.
I think he's hearing it from everybody around him. This is Pop talking about this consistency thing.
That was one of them, but we're still searching for consistency. We're not consistent offensively or defensively. We go in spurts, and really haven't matured enough to understand that winning an NBA game is difficult and calls for consistency. It's a 48-minute game, and you can't, be consistent on offense and execute or execute on defense for, 20 minutes of the game. You're not going to win that way. They've got a great player in Markkanen. They've got some older guys, 30, 31 years old, have been around. They're mature, they're physical. Will does a great job with them coaching. And they come after you for all 48. We still haven't figured that out yet. Part of it is youth. Part of it is probably I need to demand from certain people.
There we go.
It's time they have to be more consistent, or I make changes.
Demand more consistency, or I make changes. Now, this quote was sent to the WhatsApp last night, and they were like, well, 29, and the comment was, I won't say who. Well, we're 29 games in, and now you want to demand consistency. And then I'll defend Pop on this. Again, it's as crazy as it sounds, and I know they expected to win a lot more games than they have won. I don't think they expected to be at Western Conference Finals, but they expected to win more games. But it is a trial by error season in the sense of, like, I don't know who is going to play well around the guy that we've been tanking for 2 years. I don't know what to do or how to do it. But now we're at the point of the season where he's like, okay, we're a quarter way in, it's after Christmas. Maybe it is time to make changes. Maybe this isn't working. And when you tell us that, hey, the starters let us down the most, okay, well, change it.
I think you're going to get Trey as a starter within the week.
Again, I'm not one of those people that want Pop gone, but I don't know that part of it. I don't know what's taken so long. You gave him an extension. It wasn't much money. You just made sure, hey, you know what? We're taking care of you. We like you. You put in the work. We like what you've become. So we're going to take care of you. Put some money in your pocket. Put some money in your family's pocket. We like you. All right. Well, you're going to do that. Well, then Malachi Branham, it's clear he's not a point guard. It's clear Jeremy Shohan isn't. And then you have two on the bench, and one of them just rotting away, and you yet to trade him. So why not? What are we waiting for? Like, if you can take Devin Vassell out the starting lineup, if you could take Keldon Johnson out of the starting lineup, you could take Malachi out as well. Anybody and everybody can come off the bench except for the 7-4 footer, whatever you want to call him. Everything's on the table when you're 4-25. No one should be safe. No one's playing time should be safe. Zach Collins found that out. Like, oh, you just gonna keep jacking up threes? Well, come sit next to me.
Well, that's one change that was made.
Yeah, he hasn't come back.
No, and he won't.
Not to the starting lineup.
But I'm not saying he's playing badly. I think he's playing better as a backup. I think he's doing things more appropriate to his effort time. Is go out and do that for a little bit shorter amount of time, and you don't have as much time to keep shooting. There is one continuing issue with Wemby, and that's going to be how often are we going to see him? He was a warrior for the first 20 games, there for everything possible. Now that ankle thing rears its head a couple of times. Pop talks about how Wemby is going to be used in the near and far future.
He didn't look 100% to me. But he says he feels fine. We'll see how he feels now.
With that in mind, would you anticipate him playing both ends of that back-to-back in Portland?
He's not going to play back-to-back.
Why not? Why not? He's 19. He's 19. If the answer to that, my why not, is the ankle, cool. But if it's just because, we gotta load manage him, and he only played 24 minutes last night, and then we're already. It's not like, again, they played Portland in Portland twice. They played Portland Thursday, then they played Portland Friday. Why is he not playing in a back-to-back when he's not even? Is he even averaging 30 minutes a game?
No.
Maybe he is.
It's right at 30, but after the last two games,
right. He's averaging about 30 minutes a game at 30. So that means he's getting 18 minutes of basketball rest, not including timeouts and not including TV timeouts. I mean, like, we're already just gonna say, nah, he ain't playing back to back at 19. Man, this is silly. Why not? Again, if it's the ankle, cool. But if it's just because he's Victor Wembanyama and we're already worried, if you are already load managing a 19-year-old, you shouldn't have drafted him. What is the purpose of drafting somebody that you feel like I have to sit out every now and then? I don't get that. He might as well be Zion. He might as well be Zion Williamson, who's just like, fat and always hurt. Like, what is the I don't get. Say, this is who we're going to tank for. We're going to start this program 2 years out, even though we know we're only going to be able to play him 66 games. I don't get that. Oh, he's not playing back to back. Why not?
Well, he has, hasn't he? He has played some back-to-back.
He has, but it leads me to believe it's because of the ankle.
And he said he didn't look good out there. But the crazy thing about it is, as much as as it hasn't been what we expected. 24 minutes last night. Look at that stat line in just 24 minutes. And it was not highly effective minutes, but he is on every possession. He makes something. He fills a box score, it feels like.
I'm perplexed at why you're impressed by that.
Nobody does this. He's a 5 box a night filler. I mean, we can, they're not a lot in every box, but we're talking about a dude that every night gets at least a steal, several blocks, double-digit scoring, double-digit rebounding, and it is a ridiculous thing to look at, and he did that in 24 minutes. And this is a kid. He's a kid. There are times when you just have to pull him out and just highlight watching Wemby. And you can see why other play-by-play announcers are like, why isn't he touching the ball every time he's downfield?
I remember Stacey King with the Bulls. The night they played the Bulls, Stacey King lost his mind. Right. Keep in mind, he works for the Bulls. And he's sitting there on the broadcast saying, why are they not throwing him the ball? Do they not like throwing him the ball? Do they not like playing with him? Like Stacey King's literally there, trying to break down why Wemby has his arm 9 feet in the air and they're not throwing it to him.
So I don't know why you're not.
I'm not impressed with rebounds and blocks from somebody that's 7-4. I'm not. I'm just not. He's supposed to block shots and he's supposed to get rebounds.
They're supposed to. But we're talking about 24 minutes. He had a double-double. This
is the best prospect in pro sports.
And he's doing it.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I don't. I think he's really good, and I think there's a lot of upside. But I'm not like, oh my God. Wemby hasn't made, back against Phoenix. He's had some jaw-dropping moments, but it's been more of a disappointment than it has been me just like, oh my God, I'm just highly impressed with Wemby. I haven't gotten to the point where you are yet. Maybe I'll get there.
No, you act like I'm overly impressed. What I'm saying is the kid is so ridiculously young and raw. He has zero strength above the shoulders. He can't keep the ball above his head. He's not strong enough. He's not strong enough to get in the post and hold his position. He's not strong enough to hold his dribble. He's not strong enough to run up and down the court and pull up and take a solid three-point shot where he squares his shoulders and points his hips and does everything correctly. He doesn't have the strength. And in 24 minutes, despite all of that, he filled 5 boxes.
2 of them he's supposed to.
Well, supposed to. They're all NBA athletes.
No,
Find some. See,
no,
you
I'm
are
not
so
giving,
lost, and he's
I'm
7'5". He should.
I'm not giving you credit.
There's a lot of 7'5" dudes who have never even dreamed of doing what he's doing.
And they're not in the league anymore. I'm not going there.
You guys are so off on this. That's why Pop can sit back and go, you know what? We're playing half-ass. This dude 24 minutes did this, playing back-to-back. No, I'm not wearing this out.
Yeah,
it is ridiculous what he is capable of. It's just, there are moments when you go, when he gets it in about 3 years, he's going to average 50.
I doubt that. Not playing with these dudes.
Do things.
Not playing with these dudes.
Well, think about what Giannis looked like his first year and who he was with, and look at they are close. In fact, Wemby's a little bit further along than Giannis was.
Yeah, well, again, if he's going to be who you say he's going to be in 3 years, then it's going to be a different personnel group because this group don't even throw him the ball.
Who was Wemby with? Giannis with?
He wasn't with these guys.
Wow, I'll say Wemby has more talent than Giannis did when he showed up in Milwaukee. I mean,
I can't remember. I have to look. I can't remember.
There was nobody worth remembering. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you go back and look at a video, watch just the first 20 games of Giannis as he arrived and think about how soon he became an MVP.
Super raw.
And he was an MVP in what, 4 years? 5 years?
Somewhere right there, 5, 6 years.
A legitimate best player in the world kind of stuff.
Right.
And Wemby is further along than he was.
He's good. He's really good. He's really good. He's super talented. And again, he's had some jaw-dropping moments. So I like, there's no one in the world that can do that. It's just so, I guess the word of the day, it's just so inconsistent. Is that his fault or the guys around him's fault or the coach's fault or everybody?
They are headed toward Portland in the Great Northwest, and that search for consistency will continue with no back-to-backs. We talk silver and black every day at 7. Make sure you are doing your job, subscribing and liking on the daily basis. When we come back, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. Okay. Jerry was on the fan, as he is every Tuesday, talking about, the last 2 weeks and how things have actually gotten better. I don't know how that managed. Need to make some predictions as well. Let's talk some Dallas Cowboys and hear from them that matter. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as you wake up on a holiday week after imbibing in all the things you probably were told by everybody not to after the third or fourth helping, it's time to start evaluating where you are in life and start looking at 24. If you are about to resolve to lose weight, as most people will, do it the right way. Don't jump on some kind of fad. Don't go on the internet and find something where you just drink water and everything going to be all right. Go and start a program that you can live on and live with. Because if you can't do that, you're not going to keep the weight off. The Institute for Functional Health was my answer. And they have been the answer for thousands of other people, just like me and just like you, who had tried to lose weight, had desired to lose weight, or had decided that they never could lose weight and didn't want to put in the effort. Once you meet Dr. Torres, he'll explain to you why he has been so successful, and he has been, because it's a team approach. You do your job, they will do their job, and together you're going to find yourself on a weight loss program you can live with from now on. That's me. 6 years in, 70 pounds down, I continue to lose because I lived the life that I learned to live. I want that for you if it's time for you to lose weight. If you have resolved that you are no longer going to be the guy or the girl that's behind, waiting, sitting on a bench, waiting for something to happen. If you want to get out and do things, I want you to call Dr. Torres today. The number you need is 210-468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Listen to me. You're going to want to lose some weight. Do it right. Do it the first time, and do not look back. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, and I want it for you. Call the IFF today, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we got a lot of football to talk about because the college football playoffs are this weekend. The Texas Longhorns involved. Bob Ballou with KI Sports will join us at 4:30.
And it's our last show of the year, so we got a lot of Cowboys talk to cover in 4 hours, and we'll do that with John Machota from The Athletic and Jane Slater from the NFL Network.
Plus, we're giving away Alamo Bowl tickets.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Your local Y has all the fitness facilities and classes you want with none of the pressure. So you can stay true to you and stay in your community. At the Y, everyone belongs. Join today. Learn more at ymcasatx.org. Find your Y this year at YMCA San Antonio. Happy New Year.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams, a complimentary hot breakfast. Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey. You need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at San Antonio's Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio at 281 in Bitters. It's Christmas time, so what better way to celebrate than giving away $125K? That's what they do every month. Going on from now all the way through December 31st, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. all the way through 1 a.m. From 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your Royal Flush for $300, straight flush for $150, quads for $75. Also 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your bomb pots, 5-card Royal or straight flush, $50 time. And of course, you know you got the multipliers. But you know the motto, you got to play to get the pay with the multipliers. From 100 to 149 hours is 2 times, and anything over 150 hours is 3 times. So get in the SA Card House. That's SA Card House 125K giveaway from now all the way through December 31st. SA Card House at 281 in Bitter.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health San Antonio can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive San Antonio. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all at the bottom of the hour.
You guys going to go see the Iron Claw?
I think it's already out.
Yeah, it's already out. It's already dropped. I'm going to go see it. I'm rather eager to see the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I don't know what the review's like so far.
My sister was in for Christmas, and we were talking about it. She was a huge fan of Kevin.
I don't remember the case.
There was Kevin and Carrie and Carl. I said
just
Carl. I don't know.
Carrie.
Carrie had the long
Carrie
hair.
and Kevin, yeah.
And Kevin. And then there was another one like David. And Fritz was their dad.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. Shout out to the YouTubers. Martin Ramirez is in a deer blind in
Remereno, Texas. Where is that?
Listening to R&R Gig 'em Aggies. The Aggies do play tonight, and you can hear it right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, they got Oklahoma State and the former Mullet coming tonight. Hey, I hope you pull the trigger today. I hope when that sun comes up, you see something with looks like a bush walk out of there.
But aren't we? Oh, he must have headphones.
I want you to get a box 6. If my dream is I've never seen I'm on a perfect box 6.
See, you're in the woods. You're in the woods for those of us that don't hunt.
Three
What's a
prongs,
box 6?
three up, curving in a box.
Oh,
it goes up like a 50-year-old beehive lady's haircut. You know, back in the 60s, that straight up haircut like Marge Simpson. I want a box 6.
Good luck.
Maybe a couple of muley
I mean,
drops.
how many guys have a box 6?
You see him.
Okay.
But, you just got to be the first one.
Yeah, he's in a deer blind, but he has to have on headphones because if not, our voices would scare the deer away. Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's half drunk already anyway.
You drinking a deer blind?
You got to stay warm.
Bourbon, right? It's cold today, by the way.
It has been.
It's cold today.
And the deer running, baby. You know it. I wish I was down in the blind. Jerry might be blind to what he's witnessed, but I do kind of agree with him. I mean, in hindsight, when we look back on this season, we knew that the gauntlet was coming, and the gauntlet has not been kind.
What is it? 1-2 in the gauntlet? Or 2-1?
1, and they've lost 2 consecutive.
That's right.
And I'm not sure we counted Buffalo in there. So yeah, they're not doing well in the.
So 1-2. If we're not counting Seattle, if we're counting Seattle part of the gauntlet, it's 2-2. I think Seattle's in the gauntlet. They were above 500.
Okay, sure.
So the 2-2 in the gauntlet.
Seattle was worthy of the gauntlet consideration, though it was home, and we knew what was going to happen on the road. But are they better today than they were a couple of weeks ago? Jerry seems to think that the adversity, the blessing that is, has improved the quality of their team.
Frankly, we've done a lot of things. We've had a lot of machination in terms of offense. And I think we're going to take advantage of that over these next weeks, last 2 ball games and then the playoff. Over on defense, we're frankly, some of the things that we've seen the last 2 weeks made us better. It hurt, but it made us better. That's football. That's what happens in football. And so it's possible to have lost those 2 games against Buffalo and to have lost it against Miami and gotten better technically. Nobody wants that way to get better. But it's possible that we're a better team today for having played those 2 games than what we took up there. What we took up there, what we took over there to Miami wasn't enough. And so we better hope we get better, but I think we've gotten better.
Jerry Jones yesterday on 105.3 The Fan talking about his team's improvement.
I see Jerry working in the sense of when you do go and play Tampa in the wild card round, if Tampa's they started off 4-7, they're now 8-7. They won 4 in a row. They play the Saints this week, which if the Saints win, both teams would be 8-8. I don't know how their tiebreaker works out, but I think Tampa wins that game. But when you talk about going to play Tampa in the wild card round here in a couple of weeks, there's nothing that they can throw at you that Detroit, Miami, or Buffalo you didn't see in those 3 games. Those are 3 great teams. Those are 3 great tests. And so what Jerry's saying is like, look, we're getting prepared for the run. I'd much rather, especially considering we've clinched, I'd much rather, again, be playing in these close games. Buffalo wasn't close, but the close game against Miami, you probably play a close game against Detroit, being battle-tested going into Tampa versus getting a schedule kind of like Philly has on the way out. And then you run into a buzzsaw in the first round because you really haven't been tested. So I like the test, so I understand why Jerry feels like he's gotten better.
Where are they better? And what part of the team is better today than they were 2 weeks ago?
When I say better, I'm thinking more along the lines of being in tough situations and trying to figure things out. I'm not saying like they're specifically better against the pass rush or they're doing this better. Again, especially then they're also talking about doing this past Sunday or Saturday, whatever the day was, without Tyron Smith, and you hopefully you get him back by the wild card round, especially considering his back. So I'm just talking about being battle tested. That's it. So maybe better is the wrong word, Rob. I'm just talking about like, look, this is the type of football games that you want to be in going into the playoffs. So maybe I think that's a fair question you asked. Where are they better? Because I can't pinpoint anything. Because if anything, when you look at the run game, I think the run game went backwards. I mean, when Tony Pollard has 7 yards of touchdown toward the left and doesn't trust his leg and his speed enough
and sticks his ass in, and
and
the ball
he
on the other
decides
side of
to
the line.
cut
What
up.
was that?
I'm like, you're not Earl Campbell. What are you cutting up for? There's literally 6 yards of pay dirt, and you decide to go Earl Campbell, Marshawn Lynch. Like I didn't understand that, but the running game looked awful against Miami. So there's some areas where you feel like they went backwards, especially if they don't have Tyron Smith, who I was like, I hit the WhatsApp Sunday. I was like, when and how did Tyron Smith get hurt? He doesn't even practice.
Back. You never know.
Yeah, right.
He got hurt against Buffalo.
I don't want to hear that.
And the thing is, they get to disguise all those.
Don't give them excuses.
The problem is they disguise any real injury with the fact that he's always going to not be practicing, whether he is as healthy as he can be or not. So we really didn't know things were bad until kickoff because he hadn't practiced.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah, so he shows up and backup tackle whiffs
a few times.
Oh man,
a few times. It was, and so we're talking about Udoka.
Yeah,
and everybody's mad at Udoka. I'm not mad at Udoka.
Rudy, he's terrible.
No, let me tell you why I'm not mad at him. He is who we thought he was.
Well, there is that.
You know what I mean? Like the person we should be not mad at, but the person we should be rolling our eyes at and frustrated with is Tyron Smith. And this is why, like, everybody's like, call me crazy. Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy, Brad Sham. Everybody call me crazy when I'm like, dude, I mean, how long do you want to put up with Tyron stuff? It's not the talent. We see what he's like when he's out there. But then you get games like this past Sunday where it's just like, oh, Tyron ain't playing. Well, I'm not mad at Udoka. He shouldn't even be playing. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, how long do we have to put up with this? Like, dude, you haven't practiced all year long. All year long. Yet you've missed more games than anybody on the offensive line. It's frustrating.
What do you expect as far as effort? Well, not obviously we expect effort, but in an attempt to win over the next 2 weeks. If there's any question, you don't start anybody that might be even slightly dinged, right?
What? This week we're playing.
So you still think there's genuine effort
when
required?
When you lose 2 in a row, you're playing.
Okay.
Now, let's say you lose this game, Rob, because if you lose this game and Philly wins, which we think they will, they clinch the East. There's really no reason to play anybody for a significant amount of time in Week 17.
So would you rush Tyron back this week?
Probably not.
Would you rush Hankins back this week?
Probably not. Even though I still want to go out there. I mean, when Mike McCarthy tells us this is our best challenge, this is our biggest challenge, I know everybody will point to Philly, whatever it was he said, then there's something there only because it's like leaving the basketball court on a missed shot. When you're out there putting up shots, no hooper ever leaves without making his last shot. Like you want to at least have some type of feel good about yourself going into the playoffs.
Because you do get the sense, and it's not damned if you do, damned if you don't, because it's positive. I mean, they're already in, and it's 95%. They're going to Tampa or New Orleans, and at some point, they're going to have to go through San Francisco or through Philadelphia, excuse me.
Philly, San Fran, but then you name it.
But they will bypass San Francisco in the track that they're on right now. If they stay in the 5th seed, they would play Philadelphia if Philadelphia wins through before they would have to play San Francisco.
I'd rather be there.
And that's what I'm saying. So 95% that the Eagles are going to win one of these 2 games. I mean, I can't imagine them losing 4 consecutive games on the way out.
Yeah. I also want a decent showing against Detroit.
And I think that's more, I would treat it kind of like not the 4th preseason game, one solid quarter effort, guys. Come out and give me the first quarter of crisp 10 scripted plays. Let's get some defensive stops and take it to the house I'm thinking that's the way I might approach this week. If I'm truly aware that without Tyron, I don't have a prayer.
Yeah, and then there's the other side of it, Rob. Like, who knows how it's going to all shape out? Like, what do you really put out there against Detroit?
Because you could play them again.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So it's a weird spot to be in when you clinch early.
And I found it odd that the very first thing out of McCarthy's mouth yesterday was the incredible praise for Detroit.
Yeah.
What did he call it? The best off? He said something ridiculous about the Detroit team that I thought, boy, you're setting them up for if they do beat us bad, it's because they're that great kind of a situation.
Good football team. I think really running the football and stopping the run. I think those are 2 strengths of their team. Playing very well. Actually, I was very impressed with them last year. Playing here, at AT&T. Right. So this is going to be, we feel like it's Saturday night, and a lot on the line. As far as playoffs, opportunity as far as the seeds. We look at it as 2 teams that have the potentially fighting for the number 2 seed. So it's going to be a great game.
He's acting like this playoff game.
I guess because it's an NFC matchup. I'm trying to figure it out.
I think you hit it on the head just a second ago, Rudy. I think that this offense needs to see the ball go through the basket, go through the hoop. You know what I mean? I think they need a successful drive. Defense needs a successful couple of stops against a power run just to prove to themselves that they can.
Yeah.
But I don't know how important the victory is, but I do know individual position groups and sides of the ball need a couple of wins.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see the running game, a better effort from the running game this coming up week versus the Detroit Lions. Because, again, I don't know what the hell's happened to the running game. I mean, it hasn't been great all year, but they've done a good job of Dowdle, Dak, and Pollard at getting up to 100, 130 yards per game. But this week, it just went to poop.
Yeah, they are just such a. Pledger was saying it yesterday about how much the Cowboys are a front-running team, how they're designed to be a front-running team, how they're designed not to
be a front-running team.
Yeah, they're designed to take a lead and force teams to take risks, turn the ball over. You get to tee off at the quarterback. All the things when we see the Cowboys that snowball start rolling downhill. It's when they get a 2-touchdown lead and another team suddenly has to pass the ball. Then they're teeing off, they're picking the ball off, and things get weird. But they haven't been able to, if it's close, they can't do the kind of things defensively that get those turnovers that have really been the key to those big wins at home.
The other thing is, and I'm probably in the minority on this, it was a narrative that the defense played well. I thought it was more Tua was off. I thought Tua had clean pockets a few times and just was inaccurate, which is not normal. Some people felt like, well, his clock was sped up. I felt like there was a lot of meat left on the bone for the Miami offense from just Tua just being inaccurate. But maybe he did feel the pocket collapsing. I'm not sure. I wasn't. Again, the defense, they did a great job. That was Miami. In Miami.
They did a hell of a job.
They did a better job than I thought they would do. But again, there was a good 6 throws where I was like, damn, Tua normally makes that throw in his sleep. He's just like really way off. So yeah, they played well, but I wouldn't like, bottle that tape up and be like, this is who we have to be. Because again, I thought there was some clean pockets of it where he just kind of missed throws. But I didn't expect them to beat Miami. So I wasn't overly disappointed. I thought they beat Buffalo. I did. But Miami, I never had them winning that game. So I wasn't. So the fact that it came down to the wire, and then the defense couldn't get a stop when they needed to. Like, I think Minix hit it on the head. And he said, look, when you know the team's going to run, everybody in the world knows, the whole stadium knows, and they still pick up 6 yards, that's disheartening. Like, you would like to think on those plays, especially on that drive at that point in the game, we'd be able to get some stops in the run defense. But it's been the same thing it has been for the past couple of years. Teams able to run the ball on this defense.
But Jerry says they're better. They're better for it.
I don't know if the word is better. I think the word better is wrong, but battle-tested is the word he's looking for.
I think if you bottled, 50 minutes of the game, it was a worthy effort for the Cowboys, but for 10. A couple of fumbles, couple of very poor calls, poor decisions by the Cowboys, that the fumble there on the goal line, and the defense's inability to stop the ball.
But you know what sucks about that fumble from left? I've been wanting to see him be the battering ram, and then they give him his chance, and I don't know who's that on.
The replay 3 different times. I don't know. His hands are. He was in the right position, but I don't think he reacted to the ball quick enough. I don't think Dak was quick enough there, but I do think Hunter should have had it. So it's both their fault. It was a rhythm thing,
and that's what I've been wanting to see. And then they do it, and he blows it.
It's that's the thing was so aggravating about the game. That's what when I hear the owners say we got better, I want to go, yeah, there are some things where for a while, yeah, you look good, but all the things that you were good at, you forgot how to do in the second half. And then the things you needed to be good at, you weren't good at, like just basic ball security. So I didn't take away anything positive over the last 2 weeks, other than in Miami, they didn't get embarrassed. And Dak did lead in what should have been a game-winning drive. Should have been. It was Tim Duncan hitting the 3 before the point.
A lot of time left, but if you're supposed to be able to rely on your defense.
That's what we were led to believe. And when we had Todd Archer on yesterday, he said that, the defense should have been able to stop them.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to be able to get off the field, man.
We have to come to the realization that everything we thought about this defense is not real. They are not legendary. They are just pretty good.
And your leader's doing a lot of crying. Your leader's doing a lot of crying. And that's not good for anybody, because then you start worrying about that more than you worried about the game. But according to McCarthy, he's still preparing and doing what he's supposed to. So I guess we'll see how it plays out. But this is a really good end of season test for them, because if Detroit ain't gonna do anything, Rob, they're gonna run the ball. So we're gonna see how it all works out.
And when it comes to that, it'll be about how much you want it. How much do you want to win that game? I guess if they load up, they can get themselves banged up, win a football game at the cost of the repetition of stopping a running game that's going to pound you all day.
Detroit is number 3 in the league running the ball. They average 141 on the ground.
Yeah, we'll look at the numbers with Detroit, what they are bringing to the Star on Saturday night, a game you can catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, coming back after the weekend, do we have a new MVP candidate or winner? Or was it sealed and delivered up there in Baltimore? Let's rank them. Who's your MVP as we sit with just 2 weeks left in the regular season? You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, I have so many friends that right about this time of the year it starts getting cold. They went and had their holiday football game, and they're limping around right now. If you're dealing with pain, call my friends at Arasti. Let me tell you, I've been going to Arasti for the last several years. It's one of those things that if you don't know it exists, you don't know you can live a pain-free life. Now, Arasti can fix a variety of things that most of us think you can just live. You have to live with that'll slow you down. If you rolled an ankle, you got a strain or a sprain, my goodness, Arasti can speed the rehab process remarkably fast. And I'm talking about young athletes that might even have some help at school or with another trainer. You want to get back in the game, call Arasti. They're all around San Antonio. If you've got a bad shoulder or lower back issues, Arasti will be a godsend to you. My goodness, they have changed my life. Listen to me. When you go see an Arasti provider, they're going to accept most insurances, and they don't need a referral call. You can go ahead and call them when you're ready. Like right now, write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. You walk in, they're going to give you a thorough evaluation. You're going to find out why you're hurting and where it's coming from. They fixed that problem. It's amazing how the pain goes away and remarkably fast. Under 4 visits for most of their patients. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's Arasti. Call them today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, the Cowboys welcome the Motor City Kitties to the Big D. It's a football beauty. Saturday night, Cowboys and Lions at 6:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball. And he's still alive. He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose. Mommy. That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Why is the world's #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools. From trimmers and blowers to mowers and more, trusted by homeowners and pros all over the world. And you'll find service and help from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks for their respective companies.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
A holiday message from Jackson Hewitt.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to get money the same day.
Starting December 11th, walk into a Jackson Hewitt for an early loan on your tax refund, and you could walk out with up to $1,000.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to get money. Missing out would be cray.
Appointments go fast. Book yours now at jacksonhewitt.com. Early refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website, alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do. Help people in need, stand up for the people that cannot, use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. As my father told me a long time ago, insurance companies are not trying to get to heaven. They're trying to make a profit. You cannot blame a lion for being a lion. Hire a hunter to help you. That's me. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Get 10% off select concrete mix when you buy 1 pallet or more. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at lowes.com/credit for details.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. When you switch to Boost, get an iPhone 11 for only $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. You'll get amazing service too, because only Boost switches between the top networks to give you the best service. So stop by a Boost Mobile store and give the gift of Boost. That's an iPhone 11 for $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. Get yours at a Boost Mobile store today. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers and in-store only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning. Hey, the Alamo Dome's tomorrow, one of San Antonio's great things. And at 9:30, if you don't already have your tickets, we're going to have a pair for you. Dave Evetts of USAA is going to join us. San Antonio Military City, USA plays host to the Alamo Bowl, brought to you by Valero and many others. But the military side of things is how things are. It's important down here, and USAA wants to send some folks to the Alamo Bowl. So we'll listen around 9:30. We'll have some talk about a game that OU and Arizona coming to town. Two teams changing conferences.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them headed east.
Arizona coming to the Big 12. Going to be a hell of a basketball conference. I don't know how much about football. It's going to be a hell of a basketball conference.
Meanwhile, the Aggies are going to be playing some football tonight against Oklahoma State.
In Energy. It's in Houston. I guess if you didn't have to work tomorrow, you might have went up.
It's a home game in Houston.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
The MVP's sewn up, right? There's.
Do we know that? Do we know? I mean, isn't it? It's a super subjective argument this year because I can still make a case for Purdy. I can still make a case for Dak, McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, and of course the leader in the clubhouse this week. Because again, after what he did to Philly and Purdy had those 3 weeks where he was just amazing. It's crazy how now it's just like, well, it's Lamar Jackson runaway. Well, off of 1 week. I mean, I know it's head to head, but is Lamar Jackson the MVP?
I think voters don't want to give it to a quarterback this year. I think they're just hoping that Tyreek Hill can do something. Or McCaffrey, which
those are the only two non-quarterbacks in the conversation.
We were as good as Cleveland has been. I'm not sure.
I know we were talking about Garrett, but
I'm not sure Miles has separated himself. I think he's had a hell of a year, but not like MVP caliber. I would throw in I don't think he should win it, but I think I would, if I was slotting, I'd put Flacco in my top 5. I'm not kidding.
Not in 4 games.
I'm just saying, if you think about what this guy has done, not only did he fill in, this team is better.
No, they're better.
They're better.
They're better, and he's playing out of his mind. But
so he's not an MVP, but if I was ranking him and I was throwing in a vote, he'd be my 5th just because, my goodness, how he has come in and done what he's done and done it well.
Absolutely.
So after that, I think it's Lamar just because I think 100 yards with the Cowboys, that kind of took 2,000 out of the reach. Maybe, I guess it's possible. You're not going to get much against Baltimore.
Yeah, he sat out, so he's not going to get to the 2,000.
He won't get the 2K,
and
which
then the Cowboys kind of locked him up.
Well, under 100, man. I thought that was the most impressive thing about the weekend for me. It wasn't enough, but I don't think that there's a defender that's out there anymore.
No.
If Bland might have had a couple of interceptions in between, it might have been there.
Yeah, but right now, I guess Lamar, where we stand right now, December 27th, Lamar Jackson's probably the favorite.
I will say this, that if you want to prove your value, Deebo Samuel should be the MVP because as he goes, that 49er team goes.
They go to crap when he's not getting off.
His fault or not.
4 interceptions.
Hey, coming back, consistency is the name of the game. We're doing it at 8 o'clock. We'll be right back.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's Black Friday. The wife and kids are out shopping on Black Friday like most of the country's doing. Why don't you go on out to Golf Club of Texas and play some golf or watch some football at the 10 Cup bar or go ahead and shop at the Pro Shop. A lot of cool hats, a lot of cool shirts, or maybe time to get that winter gear. I know they got some cool sweaters, some beanies, gloves, etc. All at the Golf Club of Texas Pro Shop. Get yourself a little something to eat. Get yourself some nachos. Get yourself some of those wings. I always get those lemon pepper wings. They also have some great burgers. It is the best sit-down restaurant on that side of town. And, of course, you know it is your football headquarters. Thursday night football, Friday night, Saturday, and, of course, Sunday. And the best thing about it is if one of those games run late like that Thursday night game or that Sunday night game on NBC, they're not going to turn off the lights on you. They're going to stick it out because, again, they are the football headquarters. But book those tee times online for that Black Friday at thegolfcluboftexas.com. Let them know R&R in the morning sent you. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
The South Texas RV Super Sale is back at Freeman Expo Hall, and boy, do we have a great show this year. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. All dealers are ready to sell. You'll get the best prices of the year, January 4th through the 7th. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Does anyone feel like life is busier than ever, especially with the holidays? I'm a planner and try to think of it all. But what about the unexpected? Now I've got that covered. My husband and I finally got life insurance with Select Quote, and I couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. This holiday season, I feel a little lighter, knowing my family is protected and ready for whatever the new year throws our way. Call Select Quote at 1-800-675-8181. That's 1-800-675-8181. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-675-8181. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Our biggest clearance sale of the year is happening now at Blue Bonnet Chrysler Dodge Ram, the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Save 15% off MSRP on new Ram 1500 trucks. Wrap up some heavy-duty savings. Take 12% off MSRP on all new Ram heavy-duty trucks. Save $6,800 off MSRP on a new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT posted at only $28,995. Make no payments for 90 days. And remember,
At Blue Bonnet, price is the difference.
call 830-626-9799 for full price and offer details.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Listen to this message I received.
First message.
Hi, Chris. This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Connecticut water softener, but getting all those Connecticut units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Connecticut wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Yes, Chris, thanks again for installing our Connecticut. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners. Thanks, Chris. By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
From all of us at Connecticut, Merry Christmas.
Oh, and Chris, I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
Connecticut.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 Blanco or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Tonight, the Texas A&M Aggies take on the 20th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys in the Texas Bowl at Energy Stadium in Houston. You can catch it right here on your home for the Aggies with the pregame starting at 7. Astros free agent catcher Martin Maldonado has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Chicago White Sox, and the Spurs have dropped 5 straight, and Pop says Wemby won't play in the back-to-back versus Portland.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. Wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. For those of you up and about, we're sorry, but we're glad you're with us. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you to work, although there are not a lot of brake lights out there.
No, not a lot at all, dude. I definitely slept in quite a bit, so I don't blame
him. Boy,
what's that?
I'm ready to. But it's cold this morning. It's hard getting up. Hard getting up.
Then you had to take out the.
How long? Yeah, the trash had to go out. How long are you going to keep all your stuff up?
Ooh, my record is February. So I'm not gonna do that this year. I'm not gonna do that this year. I'll probably get it down next week.
Yeah,
next week.
I don't want to
right
take it down.
Right after New Year's, I'm taking it down.
Kind of depressing.
Is it depressing
to take it down? Yeah.
Well, it's only depressing because y'all going all out like the Griswolds. Like
But I mean, it just
you got 12 reindeer out front.
My I don't think he'd be embarrassed about this. My brother, they keep a tree up all year round.
Well,
I know, the house, but in like one of their rooms, and they just redecorate for the
Thanksgiving,
season.
Halloween. I know people like that,
and they do like a fiesta tree with medals. It's pretty cool.
I think it's cool.
It's kind of a lazy way out, if you ask me.
Damn,
it's like, you know what? Let's do.
I wasn't doing the show with your brother last week. How was it?
It's a goat rope.
Was that a good thing or?
Well, I mean,
I don't know what a goat rope is.
Things get out of control. No different than most.
I mean, that's us every day.
Yeah,
so it's no different.
No, it's fun. It's fun to do it with him. But when you do a show with your brother, things are natural. You just kind of fall into it.
Right.
But he is very opinionated on some things that you kind of feel like, this has kind of been discussed already.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Because he has stuff built up.
Yeah. He comes and he lets it go. It was fun. Yesterday we hosted a reunion of the Saturday morning hangover.
I heard, but my buddy texted me and said, "Hey, Jack's on." So it was good to see Jack come out the basement.
Yeah, he set the alarm. Well, see, neither knew the other one was coming.
That made it more fun.
Yeah, it made it interesting.
Did they hug and kiss and?
Well, they're both half asleep. Both of them were surly and half asleep on the day after Christmas. So it's a good thing there were 3 of us here.
James is never half asleep.
Oh, he was
hurting.
Yeah, he was hurting.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
he was hurting.
Yeah, it's weird coming like the day after Christmas. It's a day that most people just are giving off. Not here. We don't close up shop.
There's no way we should have been on yesterday. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tim.
It
love everybody at the station.
Hey, we have to land those airplanes
way.
And save the babies and fight crime.
But then you get people like Todd Archer that look at us and scratch their head and say, "What are you doing taking off during football season?"
Right.
Well, dude, you work for the Cowboys.
You guys,
we don't.
You're jetting around from Miami.
Yeah. If I'm in South Beach, I plan on working.
I'll show up.
If my company just flew me to Miami, I'd go to work too, Todd Archer.
I would use my
when you were out, he was like, it's football season. Where's Rob? I was like, is using up his time that he's going to lose.
Yeah, we're going to eat that up. There is no break with the Spurs season. They're just symbolic points in the season. The Spurs have lost, what are we at, 4 now? 5 consecutive?
Yeah, see, to me, are they... Okay, yeah, we got the win in between there, but it's still Detroit-esque.
Yes, it's as bad as Detroit.
Okay.
And it's actually worse because...
are they 4-25 bad? I heard Kay Cunningham say this last week when I was out. We're not 24 losses in a row bad. Do you feel like the Spurs really are what their record is?
You have, yes. And so is Detroit.
They're 4-25 bad. You believe that?
Yes. And Detroit is that bad too. You are what your record tells you. I mean, you have to.
But I felt Cade on that though.
I get Cade. Cade's. We were laughing earlier. Cade is now George Gervin. Just give him 44.
He's ice. That was a mic drop because it's like, dude, this guy's awesome, but he's
alone, literally alone. But I think that the Spurs had higher expectations. I think Milwaukee, after they traded Sadiq Bey last year.
Detroit?
Yeah, I mean, Detroit. When they traded Sadiq Bey, I think everybody kind of looked at each other like, this is something weird going on. I don't think they had the full expectation that the Spurs did. And I'm starting to believe that they believed that they were going to be better. I've seen some tweets from the guys that are working the beat. Jeff primarily, and he tweeted out something over the weekend.
McDonald?
Yeah, Jeff McDonald of the Express, who follows the Spurs on the beat, he and Osborne. Tweeted something out that I take to heart, that the team genuinely thought they were going to be better. Like legit over the summer, Pop had worked these guys out and thought this is a 30-win basketball team. They all thought it, and it just hasn't worked for a whole bunch of little reasons that added up into a catastrophe.
That hurts. That hurts me.
It hurts.
But only because, like, look, I drank the Kool-Aid. I did. I was dead wrong. But this is what I'll say. I forgot. Look, there's been so many quotes from McCarthy and Jerry and Pop and all the stuff we have going on. I totally forgot about Pop's quotes about, look, we expect to win more games.
Yes.
So when it falls, when this, the wheels start to fall off, and I realized I was wrong, I was like, well, maybe it's no big deal. And then I was reminded, no. And I've been reminded by the tweets we've seen, no, they thought they'd be better than this. So when you find out that they thought they'd be better than this, then it makes this 4-25 hurt even more.
It does.
Because it's like, at some point I was thinking like, they don't really give a damn, but no, they do.
At least at the beginning, they just thought things were going to mesh. I don't know where and what caused the first domino to fall to where we got to this point. But we do know that anybody who's watched the Spurs for more than 15 minutes, that they, along with every young team, is dealing with one issue. And well, listen to Pop. He'll tell you the primary problem.
That was one of them. But, we're still searching for consistency. We're not consistent offensively or defensively. We go in spurts and really haven't matured enough to understand that winning an NBA game is difficult and calls for consistency. It's a 48-minute game, and you can't, be consistent on offense and execute or execute on defense for, 20 minutes of the game. You're not going to win that way. They've got a great player in marketing. They've got some older guys, 30, 31 years old, have been around. They're mature, they're physical. Will does a great job with them coaching, and they come after you for all 48. We still haven't figured that out yet. Part of it is youth. Part of it is probably I need to demand from certain people. It's time they have to be more consistent, or I make changes.
Who's he talking about? He's not going to name names, but if you're guessing, let's just, let's read in between the lines. And he says, time for me to hold certain people more accountable. Who would you have on that list?
Well, I do know that this was post-game, but in that game, Keldon got moved to the bench, moved to sixth man. Now, that's not the first time that's happened.
Vassell's been come off the bench. I don't think that means that that's one of the people.
I think that's more about you're adjusting to manpower. I think he's talking to Sohan. I think that there's been a lot of excuses made for him, but you're a professional basketball player, and there's some things that have to happen for us to improve in other areas. Edwin, while we're talking about this, can you find Devin post game after Chicago? And I think when we heard Devin post game in Chicago talking about, it's everybody's responsibility. I do think that Pop, I think in hindsight, has been a little bit too easygoing. And I think he's letting them guys know through the press, like, yeah, this isn't just me ramping things up. We're going to increase the intensity. Expectations are now going to be met.
See, I've been okay with this temperament because, again, I don't get the point in screaming and yelling at guys that aren't capable. I don't get that.
Well, I think he was talking to one of the three guys that are just now. You know what I mean? I think he was talking to we got 2 or 3 guys that are capable.
So you don't think there's any chance at all
that he's talking about Wemby?
That one of the people, because the people means plural. So it's not just one. So you don't think there is no chance in the world that one of those people that he needs to demand more from is Victor? You don't.
Well, let's listen to Devin. No, I think I think there is room for that. Absolutely. But the Kid Glove approach that, we're talking about, well, we'll get there. Okay. This is Devin post Chicago. And he sounds a lot like Pop.
I think just being a team, being a young team, we got to be able to know each other's strengths. You know what I'm saying? Wemby at 7'5", we got to see him. When he's down there, and whether he's posting up or if he's sealing early, we got to see him. If Jeremy's posting a smaller guard, we got to know that that's a mismatch. We got to know that we could get it to him. Like, if I'm open at the 3-point line, if I'm open sometimes, we just got to get it there. Like, we got to just be able to play to each other's strengths. I feel like sometimes we might dribble 1 or 2 more times, and now instead of Wemby being open on a lob, now they crack down to him, and now he's not open. Or if we over dribble it, now I'm not open on the 3, or whatever the case may be, and now instead of it being a good shot, it's a contested shot, and now it's a long rebound. We're trying to get back in transition, and it just trickles down from there. So I feel like at the end of the day, we just really got to understand each other. Like, we got to understand. We done played 20 something games now. I feel like we should have more and a better understanding. And that's not, it's on all of us, and we just got to be better.
You know what? So that game was last Thursday night. I was off Friday. I would have jumped for joy to hear that quote. And I'm glad you played that quote, because how at 28 games is that the first time that somebody finally said that? Like, how does it take 28 games before somebody says, "Hey, man, we've missed Wemby a bunch of times"? Like, it took 28 games for someone to say that. It's almost like, the person that says, "Hey, the first person say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and head home." And then like the 3-4 of the couples that were waiting to do the same can now say, "Oh yeah, you know what, we're gonna take off too." It's like, okay, finally, we've addressed the elephant in the room. So now, okay, that was last Thursday. You've only played 2 games since then. So now you have 2 other games that you've played. So now, okay, it's been addressed. Everybody understands it. Now let's do it.
Well, I think the next step when you're talking about consistency is the problem with a lot of people is they confuse activity with effort. They think just because they're moving around, they're doing things the right way. That just because you're active doesn't mean you're providing the effort that's required to win. And he talked about the over dribbling. Like, we got guys just dribbling the ball because it's activity.
Right.
We're moving the ball. I'm being active. No, you're not. You're just moving. There's no there's no purpose behind what you're doing. And even Sean Elliott was calling him out in the fourth quarter last night. A lot of unneeded dribbling. Why are you just dribbling the ball? There's reason to move the ball. You're moving it, but you're not moving it the appropriate way. And I think that is now being ingrained to them. And when Pop talks about consistency, it's not about activity. It's about the consistent effort to either play defense on this stand or to go get a bucket. Not just to move the ball and make sure I don't turn it over and make a mistake. No, the activity is one thing. Effort is another.
Yeah. During the Silver and Black podcast at 7, which you can go and download, I talked about this, and I talked about Malachi Branham. We're trying to dissect the Da Vinci Code that who's Pop's talking about. And someone asked Jeff McDonald, who are the people he thinks he's talking about. Jeff's response was Branham got pulled early in the 3rd for Trey, was replaced in his next turn in the rotation by Blake, and did not return until the final few minutes of mop-up duty. Absolutely, Malachi's on the list of people because he's just doing cardio. He's going to be in great shape, but that's about it. That's about it. I don't know if it's going to be Trey. I don't know if it's going to be Blake. Well, I don't know, but Malachi Branham is out there doing cardio. He's bringing the ball across half court, passing it, and then just fading away into oblivion. So I definitely think that's one of the people that Popovich was talking about. Again, it could be you never know in the mind of Greg. Because you could have some people thinking, well, we think such and such is playing great and Pop doesn't, and vice versa. So we really don't know. We're just kind of trying to guess and trying to be a fly on the wall.
And this is obviously is, but this is no disrespect to Champagne.
Played well last night.
Yeah, he did.
I hear a butt coming.
But is he an NBA starting forward on any team that has any prayer of winning basketballs consistently, as Pop talks about? I mean, let's be realistic. I like the effort that the man has given. I mean, he has worked his ass off.
Me laughing should answer your question.
But this is the NBA.
But see, that's why I say, why do y'all want Pop to scream and yell when y'all know he don't have the dogs?
And there's part of that. We have to be realistic here that he is making moves, but he's not getting more talented. He's getting more effort. And sometimes that's enough to kind of turn the tide. But if you believe that the answer to the Spurs' consistency effort is Julian Champagne starting.
No, that's
not. And I'm not mad at the kid.
No, me neither.
Bring it. I want all those.
I was glad to see somebody hit a three.
If you'll give me 60 minutes effort, I will take 15 consecutive losses because I know you are outgunned and outmanned. You're defending the Alamo here. I don't care how good you are. There just ain't enough of you.
Amen. Amen to that. Won't get any disagreement from me.
Hey, we'll continue talking Spurs, but it's not any fun unless you join with us. You can reach out a lot of different ways, and we'd like to hear from you. Heck, if you're listening on a holiday, you're a P1, baby. You call, you get on. 656-3776-656. Esmond to you and me. You can type at that same number. You can go to our YouTube feed. However, we'd like to add 5 more subscribers in the next 30 minutes. If we don't add 5 more subscribers in the next 30 minutes, Rudy will not go to the bathroom until we add 5 new subscribers. He's going to hold it tight. I'm going to get him some coffee and a bran bun, and we're going to see how long Rudy can hold out until we get 5 new subscribers. Hey, coming back, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. Mike McCarthy talks about the menace that is the Lions. Is this the toughest team they've played all year? And will CeeDee Lamb get the opportunity to play 4 quarters of football with balls coming his direction? That would be an interesting football game, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's talk some Cowboys and hear from Jerry next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's almost New Year's Eve. Don't wait up until New Year's Eve, actually Sunday, to go and get your fireworks. Get out to Mr. W now. There's plenty of them across town, and I'm talking about plenty of them. Look for the W and bring home the W. They do not, I repeat, do not charge a 3.5% handling fee like the corporate competitors in the area. All stands are open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. or later. It's the biggest selection in the area, and they're home to the absolute lowest price in fireworks around. In fact, prices are always 50 to 80% lower at Mr. W Fireworks. And when you see that yellow tag when you walk into Mr. W, that means it's buy one, get one free on those select items. Shop now and save 50 to 80%. Get more for less at Mr. W Fireworks. Sharp, early, and save even more. Look for the W on the sign for the biggest savings. Check it out yourself at MrWFireworks.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we got a lot of football to talk about because the college football playoffs are this weekend. The Texas Longhorns involved. Bob Ballou with KI Sports will join us at 4:30.
And it's our last show of the year, so we got a lot of Cowboys talk to cover in 4 hours, and we'll do that with John Machota from The Athletic and Jane Slater from the NFL Network.
Plus, we're giving away Alamo Bowl tickets.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
I'm Ebony Loren, and Febrez's new scent, Soothe and Restore, is so good I wrote a song about it.
I know just what I do. Febreze has my favorite scent. Makes the perfect environment. Sweet like sugar, smooth shea butter. What could be better than being with each other now? Breathe happy, Febreze. La, 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 la.
enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text JUDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text JUDGE to 321-321. That's JUDGE to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyerforus.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Guys, want to lose weight, improve your performance, and increase your drive? Revive Men's Health San Antonio can help you address the root causes of weight gain, low energy, poor drive, and performance issues. And since your testosterone level has a direct impact on your weight and fitness, we'll give you a free T-check and free exam at Revive San Antonio. Imagine upping your game, losing weight, and getting in shape all at once. Revive can help you make it happen with our new cutting-edge weight loss medications like your favorite athletes and celebrities use. They're affordable and available now. Weight gain and low T are treatable conditions. We know we can help you. Take that first step and book today. You're only one step away from getting in the best shape of your life. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz, our final show of the year, and we've got a lot to cover as we get you ready for Cowboys-Lions. We will do that by talking with James Slater from the NFL Network and John Machota from The Athletic. We'll talk Longhorns football with Bob Ballou. We've got Valero Alamo Bowl tickets to give away on The Blitz. We start at 2 o'clock today. Now, Rob Thompson, my friend. Rob, you stood in my kitchen and said, we didn't do this right. We're not going to declare a winner. We're just going to have a good old time and say we had fun. And then you go on the radio yesterday claiming victory in our rib competition? Really, man?
Not a claim.
Rematch.
Sore loser.
The sad thing,
dude, that sounds like a sore loser to me.
It was a.
Did you tell him that at his house that we weren't going to declare? You were just trying to be nice in the moment. I know you. You didn't want to embarrass him at his house, so you said, "Hey, man, it's no big deal. We didn't do it right. Don't worry about it." But then, of course, we come to the airwaves. You say you kicked his ass. That's what we all would have
I didn't want to bring up the fact that I saw the bowls where the votes were.
Well, according to Joe, listening yesterday, yours had way more votes than his.
I only saw one vote
for Jay,
and it was in his handwriting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he says he wants a rematch,
and a worthy one because we all ate good. The best part of this rematch is, what the next step should be, we all do a picanha or a tri-tip. Because so Joe brought that to town, and that might have been the best meat of the night. I'm going to be very honest. What he brought was extraordinary. Too bad I threw a lot of it on the floor, or I played a role in it.
Well, maybe a pork butt.
A pork butt. I think
that's a pork butt. So you don't have to, I don't want y'all to do 14-hour brisket, and plus brisket is like 120.
Well,
let's do a pork butt.
Well, the Joe said his picanha, it's not long. It took him like 2 hours.
Well,
I think, 2 or 3 hours.
Not too long. Right?
Yeah, the brisket, and if all four of us do a brisket, we might as well invite an army.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll feed 60 people. But I do think that maybe something different. Maybe we go
I do. I say pork butt.
But then that'd be different flavors of pulled pork.
Yeah.
Hungry just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm reading something as we look around the NFL.
Is this true, what you just read to me about Mike Florio? Is that even, if that's legal?
Now, this is a quote from Mike Florio.
Okay.
He of NBC Sports.
Okay.
He thinks the Chiefs could make a splash as the regular season ends by adding Eric Bieniemy once he's relieved of his offensive coordinator duties in Washington. Mahomes has hinted that how much he misses the coordinator. This is the quote. First, the Commanders would have to fire Bieniemy if and when they move on from Ron Rivera. I think they should hire him as their head coach, but that's just me.
Exactly.
The Commanders could choose to hold other members of the staff in place until the next coach decides whether to keep him. If that doesn't happen, and if Bieniemy is relieved of his duties, he'd be free and clear to join any other team for the playoff run. And if that was the case, why wouldn't he join Patrick Mahomes, who recently explained that Bieniemy brought an accountability to the team that is desperately missing? I think Coach Bieniemy said Mahomes was the standard bearer that was when he was here. So
okay, so there's so many layers to this. Number one, I can appreciate Mahomes admitting it because, again, considering who Mahomes is, he's the face of the league. He's Mr. Everything in Kansas City. I remember multiple times Bieniemy challenging him on the sideline and the cameras picking it up. So the accountability thing is real. If you're challenging Mahomes, you can definitely challenge some sorry-ass receiver that keeps dropping passes. Could you imagine Bieniemy watching those guys drop passes? You would be to the point where you wouldn't want to drop them. Andy kind of just blows it off and goes on to the next play. Number two, let's say for whatever crazy reason, the Commanders did say, hey, Bieniemy, it didn't work out. The guys didn't like you. The guys thought you were too hard. You didn't mesh well. They fired you. If Kansas City called you, Rob, and you're Eric Bieniemy, are you even taking that phone call? Like the way you were, because again, it wasn't Kansas City's fault that you weren't getting gigs, unless there was something that went on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But you pick up that phone and listen to that? Like, hey, come home?
You pay me for a month and a half, whatever. I show up and I fix this offense. I show up and suddenly Kelsey is doing what he's doing. And Tony, I give him some new gloves so he can catch. And suddenly they win a couple of games. I am golden. I mean, put me in the line with Tomlin, whoever has the most covet, or Harbaugh, whoever will shake free at the end of the regular season. I think Bieniemy becomes the primary dude for anybody who's looking for an offense. But that'll never happen, man. That'll never happen because the ego, it's about the ego.
Well, first of all, the Commanders have to fire.
Yeah, the Commanders have to fire him. And then the ego of the owner going, I made a mistake, come on back. I don't.
Would Andy even want him back?
I would think Andy would, because I think Andy is more aware that he is, Andy Reid is how about you explain it to me with the Nuggies? He's the good cop. And then Bieniemy was the bad cop, man. Bieniemy was Ime Udoka on the sideline and had been called out for that. That's why he didn't get a lot of jobs, because he interviewed too rough. Yeah. He was too hardcore. They were afraid to unleash him on players.
Well, remember when he got to the Commanders, they were like, man, this dude's too hard. He's cussing at us and he's screaming and yelling at us and all this other stuff. And so, but that also, so there's two things in the compliment from Mahomes. Even though you don't mean it that way, and this is why athletes decide not to talk to us, because people like me. So while you're complimenting Bieniemy, saying there was a level of accountability people were headed to, you indict Andy Reid and Matt Nagy. You indict them. So like, so you mean to tell me Matt Nagy and Andy Reid aren't holding people accountable? And see, this is why athletes don't talk to us, because I just twisted Patrick Mahomes' words. He said nothing bad about Andy or Matt Nagy. He just complimented his old offensive coordinator. But I took it and twisted it and turned it into, well, that means you're saying Matt Nagy doesn't hold people accountable, and neither does Andy Reid.
I don't think it's that twisted. I think you hit it on the head. Proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the output. They are not as good, as effective on offense. They are a little bit more predictable. Players aren't as good as they were, and only two differences, time and Bieniemy. That's it.
And I guess Juju Schuster was better than we thought. I mean, that's what they had last year. I guess he's better than Tony, right?
That's it. Juju Smith-Schuster is the difference between a Super Bowl champion.
And why can't we say this with every athlete? Why can't we say Travis Kelce's distracted? He has 39 commercials. We're seeing him butt naked in a towel on social media because Taylor Swift's recording him out the shower.
What? No, I didn't know this.
You ever see that video?
I don't need to see this.
Yeah, she posted him fresh out the shower.
He
got his towel on.
that they are having relations?
They're doing a little something. They're not besties. They not just playing. They're not just playing Connect 4.
What kind of?
They've been playing Twister, playing a little Twister.
I thought, what about all those young Swifties looking up to
like
this,
why can't we say
hooking up with a football star?
Yeah, when people would normally when guys have this many commercials in season, and you're not playing as well as you have been in the past, we call it a distraction. Are we scared to say that Travis Kelce isn't all the way locked in? What's wrong with saying that? I think that's a fair assessment.
We don't say
he's
that.
on TV all damn day long.
You know why he's not playing?
And I would be too if I was him. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it is what it is. He's clearly distracted.
It's because he got the flu shot and the COVID shot.
What did Aaron Rodgers call him? Mr. Pfizer?
Mr. Pfizer. So, there's a whole level of the internet that'll tell you that's why.
Yeah. And Aaron wants to challenge him to an on-air debate.
Let's talk some Aaron Rodgers here in a bit. But coming around the corner, we'll look around the Dallas Cowboy land as Mike McCarthy talks about the Lions in glowing terms. Are they going to be able to maintain CeeDee Lamb's production throughout an entire game? And how are those road woes ever going to be fixed? We'll hear from them that play a role in that, McCarthy and Jerry. That's next as Dallas Cowboy Talk continues live right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, the Cowboys welcome the Motor City Kitties to the Big D. It's a football beauty. Saturday night, Cowboys and Lions at 6:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball. And he's still alive. He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at San Antonio's Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio at 281 and Bitters. It's Christmas time, so what better way to celebrate than giving away $125K? That's what they do every month. Going on from now all the way through December 31st, 17 hot seats drawn per day, every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. all the way through 1 a.m. From 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your Royal Flush for $300, straight flush for $150, quads for $75. Also 1 a.m. to 9 a.m., you got your bomb pots, 5-card Royal or straight flush, $50 time. And of course, you got the multipliers. But you know the motto, you got to play to get the pay with the multipliers. From 100 to 149 hours is 2 times, and anything over 150 hours is 3 times. So get in the SA Card House. That's SA Card House 125K giveaway from now all the way through December 31st. SA Card House at 281 and Bitter.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit JesseHernandezLaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or JesseHernandezLaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain.
So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Start learning a new language today at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome Saturday, January 6th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome Saturday, January 6th. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Wendy's Peppermint Frosty and Frosty Cream Cold Brew make the perfect gift for anyone in your life, especially for you. Yeah, this year you're sitting on your own lap and getting yourself what you want. Finally. And now every day this season, unlock 20% off your total when you get any small, medium, or large Frosty in the Wendy's app. So order something from your own wish list this year.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's with app offer and registration. Applies to menu items only. Taxes and fees excluded.
Honey, come here, quick.
What is it?
Shh, check it out. The prices on all these highly rated tequilas are amazing. Total Wine must have made a mistake.
Nope, they always have the best deals in town. Remember that amazing reposado your sister brought over last week? See, it's right here.
Whoa, that's a low price. I mean, whoa, that's a low price.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
Dr. Jason Garrett's imminent. In about 5 minutes, we'll look at the injuries around the NFL, specifically the Cowboys, and a bad back. And what's a Hankins issue?
Ankle.
Is it ankle? We'll talk with Dr. Garrett about that in just a bit. What do you think of the Cowboys running game?
C.
C? Yeah, I think, and I think that's not being unfair.
Yeah, it's a C plus.
The offensive line
strong 78. I was a C student. My mama loves me still.
Hey man, they're getting over 100 yards a game, pretty consistently running the ball. It's not timely running. It's not.
It would be a B minus if he would have got that touchdown.
Marcus Spears was talking about the Dallas Cowboy run game, and it is going to be an absolute necessity to win a playoff game. This is Spears on what he thinks the Cowboys running game looks like.
If you can't run it, you can't win a Super Bowl.
What?
That's just what it boils down to for me. And there is no better example than 1st and 1 in the fourth quarter, and you get sacked for an 8-yard loss by Nick Chubb and Van Ginkel. They are struggling to run the football.
Brandon
and Dallas and Dak that did play. He was solid. But this team is at its best when they can hit chunk plays in the run game. And they just don't have that ability consistently enough, in my opinion. I think Dallas needs to really identify how they are going to manufacture yards on the ground between Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle in order to be a real contender in the NFC.
He didn't include Hunter Lipke.
this is a quote from Pollard Thursday. You think you're good. You think you're all the way back until you're actually out there making plays full speed, feeling it. Once you get a feel for it, get your feet under you, then you start to realize, oh, so I may have lost a little right there, but I'm picking it back up. And I think there's no doubt. Last year, Tony, he walks in. He walks in on that touchdown. But I didn't notice it until I forget the game, but he broke away. He finally had one of those, that would have been a touchdown, and he got walked down. And I could see a little gimp in there. And I was like, oh, he's not all the way back, which was a concern of mine coming in because I remember former Carolina Panther Hall of Fame receiver Steve Smith said I had the same injury as Tony Pollard, and it took me a full year. And Steve Smith is a dog. He's a dog. And once Steve Smith told me that, I was like, oh, Pollard's in for it this season. And clearly he's still not all the way right. There's some moments where you feel like he trusted, and then there's moments where he has 6 yards of touchdown in his face and he decides to turn up like he's Earl Campbell. So clearly he's still not all the way back yet. It's weird to watch.
But are you only worried about the running game inside the 10?
It seems like it. It seems like there's just not that big, and that's why I wanted Lepke.
Mm-hmm.
And then he leaves to the end zone without the damn ball.
The Lions lead the NFL with 26 rushing TDs this season. Not lead. They have 26 rushing TDs this season. That's the third most rushing touchdowns in their franchise history. How are they? Are you comfortable against the run, the Cowboys defense against the run? Because I do think that's going to be the theme of this weekend.
I'm not comfortable at all. No, I'm not. Especially when you're talking about what I saw this past Sunday. You know, Tua's not on his game, and you know that they're about to run the ball. Everybody in the world knows they're about to run the ball, and yet they keep gashing you. And they just keep gashing you. And then now you got the Detroit Lions coming in, who rank 4th in the league in running the ball. They average about $140. So this is another good, it's another good measuring stick for them. But when you ask me, am I confident? No.
Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta could become the first pair of rookie teammates to score 10 rushing touchdowns in the same season.
Wow. And they got David Montgomery over there. That's just 2 rookies. Gibbs, I was a big fan of Gibbs coming in out of Alabama. The thing about it is Bijan was so good, we just kind of forgot about Gibbs, but he's quietly putting in work up there for the Lions.
The Lions have won 5 straight primetime games, 4-0 this season. It's the longest active primetime winning streak in the NFL. Saturday night will be a primetime game.
It's Jimmy Johnson night. You can't lose on Jimmy Johnson night, right?
It is Jimmy Johnson night, which will be worthy of discussion as we get closer and closer. That is finally happening.
Are you going to cry?
I'm going to weep like a child.
No, you're not. You're going to have another bourbon and be like, good for Jimmy.
Well, good for Jerry more than Jimmy. Jimmy, it's kind of like the best thing that
we feel like Jimmy's been in, right?
Well, the best thing that ever happened to Pete Rose was not getting into the Hall of Fame.
Interesting.
The best thing ever happened to him. It gave him a career for the next 30 years.
Damn.
Best thing ever happened to him.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, we feel bad for him.
He's a martyr.
Come down here and sign autographs for $150,000. Because if you're in, it's like, okay, well, what do we need Pete for?
Best thing that happened to Jimmy in Dallas Cowboy lore was not getting in, because we talked about it for 20 years. We've been talking about getting him in the ring for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's finally happening. Now there won't be anything to talk about. And Jimmy's career on Fox is winding down.
As that whole Fox
thing might disappear
That whole
soon.
damn Fox set is winding down, ain't it?
So I think that while it's timely and it was due, it's not the best thing that happened to Jimmy at all. I'll tell you the best thing that happened to you guys listening right now is you're listening as Dr. Jason Garrett arrives. He of Veracity, as we look at injuries that are keeping your guys from getting in and helping your team. Morning, Doc. I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
I did, man. I hope hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm driving up in the mountains right now. Snowboarding.
What? Where are you at?
I'm at Wolf Creek in Colorado.
Wolf Creek always has snow. Is there snow?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. They got 10 inches a few days ago, so we should be okay.
I'll tell you, for 50 miles, there'll be no snow. Wolf Creek always has it. So so you said you're snowboarding. Is snowboarding better on your knees than skiing, or are they both equally difficult?
They're both equally difficult. Snowboarding is a lot better on your knees, but it's a lot worse on your head and your wrists, whereas skiing, you're more likely to tear your knees up pretty bad.
Damn. So you're not skiing, you're snowboarding, right?
Yep, I am snowboarding.
Okay.
I grew up skiing, and then I switched when I was about 18, and I've never looked back.
You know, I always felt like snowboarders were having more fun than I was. It just looked like you guys were just doing better and more fun stuff. I couldn't adapt to it. That leaning into it just didn't feel right. That never could do it.
No, I'm not doing that.
All right, Doc, let's talk some injuries real quick, especially ankle injuries to a large man. The Dallas Cowboys rush defense has been, suspect to say the least. And Mr. Hankins has been down for, 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
With a bad ankle. When you're dealing with size and you know the value of this kind of guy, what is a percentage of health that you check off on? Is it 95%, 90%, where you go, okay, go back in if you can get through the pain? How long do you wait before you get a guy in with a high ankle sprain?
High ankle sprains are, if it is a true high ankle sprain, I know we talked about this a lot. Those, for whatever reason, as soon as they feel good, they almost completely unravel if you come back too soon. Usually those are 4 to 6 weeks if it's a true high ankle sprain. Now, if it's an inversion ankle sprain where you get all the swelling on the outside because you rolled your ankle, you can come back 2-3 days, a week, 2 weeks. It's just pain dependent for those. But a high ankle sprain, you risk really, really making it worse and taking another 6 weeks if you come back too soon.
With Tony Pollard, he's, finally kind of admitting after his tightrope surgery last year, broken leg, he went with the tightrope instead of going with the surgery that would have required screws into the tibia and fibula. Are you shocked that he's still dealing with some issues from that surgery, which was which it was now over a year ago?
No, not really. If you ever have the opportunity to actually go in and watch a surgery, it's amazing what surgeons are able to do with a tiny little camera, with little incisions. I mean, when we think about it, we think about like body carpentry, right? You just open it up, put things back together, they're good to go. That is not at all what a surgery looks like. Most of them are highly skilled. There's an art to it, and every body responds differently. So if you don't nail it, put everything exactly where it goes, and you don't do really good rehab pretty much perfectly, there's a good chance you're going to be dealing with chronic pain for the rest of your life.
That is Dr. Jason Garrett of Veracity. He is showing the wares of his product by snowboarding at Wolf Creek as we speak. No kidding. How long do you normally feel and keep the pain from a rolled ankle? We're talking Victor Wembanyama's right ankle sprain or roll, where he seemed to roll it a week prior, then kind of hurt it in a layup line. How long do you baby this thing, and at what point do you get back to work?
I think with someone like Wembanyama, because the Spurs have only won like 4 games this year, there's no rush to get him back, especially since he's the future of the organization. I would be extraordinarily conservative with him. Now, if the Spurs were in a playoff hunt, if they were, trying to get into some sort of playoff, then I would get him back as soon as possible. Ankles are not that big of a deal. You can play through most of them. But at that point, right now, there's no reason to rush him back.
Well, I get that, Doc. But again, we're talking about an ankle he rolled on December 11th. And we're now at December 27th. It's not shocking to you that it's this long he's dealing, because Pop said last night he didn't look 100%.
No, I'm really not surprised at all. Again, he's the future of the organization, and he's pretty flexible. So I'm really surprised that they would bring him back. Even when he rolled it and he came back into the game, it looked pretty terrible. I think, Rudy, you're the one who confirmed with me that was not a fake picture, that his ankle was actually bent 90 degrees.
Right.
And the more fresh an ankle sprain is, meaning like if it's your first or second time, the longer it takes to recover. If you've sprained it 10, 20, 30 times, then you can come right back. So I don't know his history of ankle sprains, but if he hasn't had a lot of ankle sprains, then I'm not surprised at all they're being conservative.
There's a lot of people out there getting ready to go skiing and spend some time on the slopes. Do you have a rehab thing at an evening in between ski things? What's the best thing you can do to keep yourself ready for that third day when things are getting a little sore?
Well, this is a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. Drink, get in the hot tub. But if you're smart and you want to feel good the next day, drink a ton of water, some electrolytes, and get a really good night of sleep. That's by far the best thing you can do. And if you're sore, if you're not used to doing a lot of leg work, do not get in a hot tub because you'll be way more sore. I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to get in a hot tub if I can, I'm going to drink a little bit, and I'm probably not going to sleep great.
Do you still believe in what Aaron Rodgers was doing up there in Austin now that he's not going to be back this season? Because I know you were kind of trying to keep it under wraps and like, you know what, let's see how this turns out. Do you still believe in what Aaron Rodgers was doing up there in his rehab in Austin as something that we can look forward to going forward for Achilles injuries?
I do, mostly because of how much he was able to do on the practice field long before they even considered bringing him back. I mean, he was like a month out. He was already out there throwing balls, walking with no brace on, which is totally unprecedented with an Achilles surgery recovery. So whatever he's doing, I still think it's probably the future of Achilles tears.
That is Dr. Jason Garrett joining us from the mountains of New Mexico, Colorado region. Hey, stay safe, my friend. Travel safe, ski safe, board safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Doc.
Hey, thanks, guys.
He is Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti. He stops by explaining to you how athletes are getting themselves back in the game.
Ain't no way. Shout out to Doc, because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm got bourbon and I got on my $2,000 ski outfit that I've rented, I ain't getting on the phone with y'all.
I know.
I'm not.
Well,
you know what I mean? He's talking about being in hot tubs and bourbon and skiing. I'm not calling y'all.
He's on it's 7 a.m.
Exactly.
Or 6 or 8
it's
a.m.
7. It's about to be 7.
So he's on the way to the mountain right now, and he is not feeling very good. If he got there yesterday or the day before, that first night when the altitude hits you and so does the schnapps, boy, that next morning, whoa.
Oh, gotcha.
And there is no better place in the world than a hot tub after a long day of skiing.
I get it. I don't get the hot tub in cold places
because
you got to get out at some point.
You're right. It's awful.
You see what I mean? Once you get out, it feels like you're gonna die.
I want it to be so cold that there are icicles forming in my hair. I love that. There's something about a hot tub after skiing and a good glass of mulled wine. Oh my goodness, I'm jealous for sure.
I guess I got to try it. I can't knock it because I've never tried
well,
it.
I can't
but I'm not getting
anymore.
on those skis.
No, that's.
I'm not getting on a snowboard. I might throw a few snowballs and take some IG pictures, but I'm not going down a mountain.
Yeah, I'm on a
board.
I am a lodge type now. I no longer get on.
Yeah,
those skis.
I can glamp. I'll glamp. You know what I mean? I'll do a nice, beautiful, warm cabin with the Wi-Fi, but I'm not just going. I'm not mountaineer. I'm not a mountaineer.
Did you see the blizzard that went through the Midwest the last 2 days?
No, has it been crazy?
Whiteout conditions.
Well, I don't want that with our grid.
It's icy cold. It's 40 degrees out there, San Antonio. And if you're up and about, we do thank you for stopping by. We have a whole hour of fun headed just for you, for tuning in right now. It's only for you, so don't go anywhere. And while we head off to break, you got a job to do. Make sure you are following us at all the appropriate places and all the socials, at Rudy J, at Rob Thompson ESPN. Make sure you are liking and subscribing at our YouTube channel, because when you come back, you'll be talking with us and seeing us as we do it. We're talking Spurs, we're talking Cowboys, and having some fun. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You know, as we come to the end of the year, most people resolve at the beginning of every year to lose some weight. And, you know, you go online, you go find a book, or you talk to a friend, say, hey, I lost 15 pounds, and all I did was eat asparagus 3 times a day for 17 days. Yeah, those things that'll help you lose weight. But do you want to keep it off, and do you want to live a healthier life? If you resolve to lose weight, resolve to live a healthier life, and the weight will come off. And that's one of the first things you need to understand. And one of the first things Dr. Torres teaches you is that to lose weight, you have to adjust your lifestyle. A radical acceptance of something that's short term ain't going to do anything good for you. Yeah, you might drop some weight, but you're going to put it all back on and then some. And then that yo-yo effect comes in, and then you start to doubt your ability to lose weight. That's where I was when I walked into Dr. Torres' office 5-6 years ago. I was 300 pounds and had no plans to lose any weight at all. I just thought that's what life was going to be. He changed my thought. He changed my process. He changed the food I ate, and I'm 70 pounds down, and I get to buy all kinds of new clothes. That's why I love Christmas, because I need the clothes. I'm too small for the ones I used to have. If it's time for you to change your life, one phone call can do it. I want you to meet Dr. Torres. Find out what I know. The number is 210-468-1891. Go by his beautiful place down there on McCullough. It's right close to 35, easy to get to. Or give him a call and stop by at your leisure. I'll tell you what, it's the best thing I've ever done, and I want that for you. Resolve to make the call. Go to the website, iffhealth.com. It is time. You've met the moment. Now do it. Call the IFF today. Change your life. And when you do, I want you to thank me later.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus in President State where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
We're here with Jose of the Gomez Law Firm. Jose, tell us a little about what makes the Gomez Law Firm different from all the other law firms in our area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio, and we don't only say principal office because our main office is here. We say it because, again, Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for almost 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, January 6th. Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, January 6th. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
The South Texas RV Super Sale is back at Freeman Expo Hall, and boy, do we have a great show this year. Hundreds of RVs, every shape and size. All dealers are ready to sell. You'll get the best prices of the year, January 4th through the 7th. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is opening early January, 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub. The Big Blind will be the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities, from daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Opening in early January, the Big Blind is hiring dealers, hosts, and servers. Apply in person weekdays from 10 to 5 at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road.
It is time to play Past the Pigskin for a chance to win $5,000 cash and tailgate prize packs. Celebrate with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds by entering the Pork Rind Appreciation Day giveaway at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And don't forget to pick up your favorite bold flavored protein packed Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today at HEB.
On your ride to work, check out Rob Thompson and Rudy J. They're R&R in the morning. KTFM Floresville and at sasportstar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Tonight, the Texas A&M Aggies take on the 20th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys in the Tax Act Texas Bowl up in Houston. You can catch it right here on your home for Aggies starting at 7. The Houston Texans added to their roster, bringing back a familiar face, safety Kareem Jackson, They claimed him off waivers from the Broncos. He was originally drafted by the Texans in 2010, playing 9 seasons there. Welcome back, Kareem.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, so wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson,
Ginobili the other way in transition to the back with a left hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J,
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is R&R in the morning, a Wednesday edition. We're glad you're with us. Rudy back in the saddle. I'm Rob Thompson. Easy E driving the boat, and our DH is swinging the bat. This hour, we're talking NFL. We'll ask who the MVP is in your mind. We're going to hear from Micah. Is he annoying? And is he right? And we're giving away some tickets. Dave Evans of USAA is going to join us in about 30 minutes. He's got a pair of tickets to go see the Alamo Bowl tomorrow night as OU comes to town, exiting the Big 12. Arizona arrives, entering the Big 12. Should be a fun game. You know, the Derek Fox and Rick Hill and the crew out there, they always put together a good matchup.
Yeah, it's the best bowl game outside of the 4, as far as ratings anyway. And we always get some pretty good games. And for those that didn't watch Arizona football, there was a pretty good team this year all year long. Now, the only problem is with these bowl games, and I think it's something that we definitely have to discuss at some point. I don't know how it would work, but I thought Rob brought up a good point in pre-show. The portal before bowl games it's death to the bowl games. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, like you talk about, no quarterback, receiver, Arizona, who knows who they lost, who knows who Georgia lost. You know, Florida just lost their Etienne. He's going to Georgia. Like, the portal really hurts the bowl game. So, you know, if I'm Valero or if I'm Taxac, I'm like, damn, because I know I know for damn sure the Aggies had some guys on that defensive side of the ball that was dominant all year long that won't be playing tonight up in Houston. So the portal and when it starts and when it opens, maybe we should move it to after the bowl games.
I think that there would be some
I don't know
agreement.
what's the logistics, but because you know how things go when you're recruiting and signing days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but because signing day is so close to the signing days before the bowl, so it's a weird place to be, but it screws up some of the bowls.
I can't. This doesn't work. And any season, even before the portal, there's always one team that's coming to play and one team that's coming to party for most bowls. I mean, every now and then you get two that are coming to play because they're senior laden and this is their last game. And that's normally what you look at for good bowl games. How many seniors are playing?
Yeah.
Because this is literally their last outing.
When you look at, we go all the way back to Christian McCaffrey. He was one of the, started the guys who were like, I'm missing the bowl game. I'm about to start working out, getting ready for the draft. Same is going on with Caleb Williams. It's not the portal with him. He's like, I'm going to sit out too. So you got the draft guys that sit out, that your first day guy, and then you have your portal guys. So it's a weird place for the bowls, especially if you're spending millions upon millions of dollars to have your company attached to these bowl games.
Congratulations to Texas State winning their first bowl game over Rice last night and drinking their side of the stands dry, we've been told.
No, congratulations to Texas State on being lushes. No stadium in America runs out of beer. They were cut off after the 30th person stumbled to the window and couldn't say Miller Lite without stuttering. The executives made an executive decision to cut Texas State off because they could have easily got 2 Ewald Kubotas, drove them around the stadium, and came back with 6 pallets of beer from the right side. They didn't sell out of no damn beer. They got cut off. Go home, you're drunk, Texas State fan. That's all you're known for.
And all those Rice guys were drinking wine coolers and wine anyway.
White Claws.
So, there was beer on the other side of the stadium.
And Rice is probably doing dry December. The future rocket engineers of the world and politicians, they don't drink. Texas State is known for Joe Reinagel's hair, James Pledger's chanclas, and being lushes. That's all Texas State is known for. So
I met a few girls that I remember.
Congratulations, Texas State.
That flash in my memory bank.
Congratulations, Texas State. You woke up on someone else's couch. What's new for y'all?
I don't know when the final ballot is due for the MVP race, but it seems like
Turn yours in right now, Rob. 9:06. Turn in your ballot.
Lamar wins it. by default. I think I'm a lot like the rest of the country, as we had visions of offering the MVP to a non-quarterback, but I just don't think it's going to pan out. Tyreek Evans needs 359 yards or so to break 2,000. And I think if he gets it,
he should get the MVP.
It'll be a foregone conclusion that he gets it, just because as good as Lamar has been, I don't think he is the MVP caliber he was when he won the MVP.
Lamar already has an MVP?
Yeah.
Damn, that's right.
So I don't think he's even as good as he was when he won it, even though as a whole he's a better quarterback, if that makes some sense.
The performance he put on, like, what's scary about Lamar is the light bulb has gone off as far as scramble to throw.
Right.
If he's scrambling to throw, you're not beating them. Like, I wasn't shocked that Brock Purdy struggled. I wasn't shocked that Jeremy Lin struggled. I mean, Brock Purdy. Not shocked at all. I was like, yeah, at some point he was going to come back to earth. He's a good, solid quarterback. Sam Darnold comes in, goes right down the field and scores. He's a system QB, whatever. I was shocked at the defense. That was the most shocking thing to me, that Lamar Jackson carved up that great San Francisco defense.
He really did.
But if he's going to scramble to throw, and again, this is not Odell Beckham from the Giants. This is not like, he doesn't have like Metcalf and Lockett and Njigba. The wide receiving core is okay. They're okay. But when he's doing that, they look like all-world receivers. So he probably is the MVP right now, Rob. But damn, I mean, it's like last week it was Purdy.
Right.
So one game can cost you? I
because
guess
they're
so.
so close. There's
Because it's
really
so
not
close.
a separator. And I think if Tyreek would have played a game and gotten another 60 or 70 or even just an average outing 100 yards, and he was only 159 or right under 200 yards before 2 games to go to get the 2,000, he would be so far ahead of Lamar right now. Because, the 2,000 yards thing, and all you got to do is watch him play one time and you realize even when he doesn't catch the ball, he plays such a huge role in that offense. I put it to you that drive that Miami used to win the game, as many times as Mostert touched the ball,
right,
it was Tyreek Evans pulling guys off deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Taking 2-3 guys deep from those safeties that are the de facto linebackers weren't there to help. And that was all scheme.
Would you have McCaffrey ahead of Hill?
Yes, I would.
Ahead of Tyreek?
I think I would if they had won. If they had won and he had done that all. I think he is more important to the 49ers.
Not more important than Debo.
Well, you know what?
Or
You're
Trent
right.
Williams.
Well, Trent Williams goes without saying.
Yeah.
I think that the obvious change in that not just the offense, but just the mindset of that 49er team when Trent was standing next to the blue tent, you could tell those guys were like, well, we're not going to win this one.
Yeah.
It got out of hand fast. Former MVP and ongoing media darling, Aaron Rodgers, was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday.
Wife beater, not literal shirt.
He had just about brought me back.
You almost gave in to Aaron?
I was just about in the boat. I mean, I felt bad for him.
Right.
I thought he had hung with the team. He had done everything he could to
He's been
stand
involved
by.
on the sideline.
Zach Wilson would have been a shriveling pile of goo if it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers kind of stepping in and protecting him there for a little while. I mean, he did everything that the high dollar dude should have done after the injury. He threatened to come back. He was doing this miraculous stuff all over the country, down in Austin, and we really expected him to be there. And I remember the Friday before the designation period, the Friday before the Wednesday, like the first weekend of December or the last weekend of November, where you had to decide who was going to be on your roster to close the season out in the active roster. And I remember that Friday hearing a debate as to, of course they're going to activate Aaron. They have to if they're going to let him play. And he's been talking about it the entire time. Well, Aaron was on Pat McAfee's show, and what I was led to believe is evidently, at least by Aaron Rodgers' memory, not the case.
Yeah, no, Aaron's, backpedaling. This wasn't my call. Why are you media people coming after me? It's Aaron being Aaron, the guy that we thought he, kind of grew out of. And, you're not going to change at 39. At 39, you pretty much are who you are. There's not much more maturing you can do. That's who Aaron Rodgers is. But he's saying, no. It wasn't my call. I didn't want anybody to get cut. they made the call for me. Now you got an entire team traded, an entire cabinet of first-round picks. You made them sign Randall Cobb. You made them go and get Lazard. Like, you made all of these calls, but oh no, you let them sit back and tell you when you were going to come off the IR. You want us to believe that.
He's not about to ask to be traded, is he? This is what he has to say.
You know, it's an interesting spot for me because I'm basically just saying, hey, IR, right? Let's just, you know, this season, you know, is over for me.
That's not what you told us.
I got overruled, so because of that, I was on the practice field. I loved the practice. Didn't want it to be at the expense, you know, of a teammate. But again, that's out of my control.
So he told us.
I thought he was in complete control.
December, I'm coming back. I'm working out. He told us. He told us on McAfee he's coming back. And now, because he couldn't come back or he chose not to come back, whatever the case is, it's not his fault.
Well, I think Aaron, but the caveat is, Rob, he said if we're in the playoff hunt.
He didn't even, he said that first.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
Up until the week of designation, when they had to pull him off the IR or do what they had to do to get him in a position to play if he was ready, he didn't say then, hey, I ain't ready. He didn't say that.
Yeah, he didn't say I didn't want anybody to get cut.
Well,
it was just I'm coming back.
I think the Jets, if they'd have had their druthers, they'd rather have a guy that might actually be able to play than Aaron Rodgers, who by his estimation was not. But though he had told everybody, I'm coming back.
He did. He
and
said,
I don't know. And what makes it even
shock
worse?
The world. I'm gonna do the first. Yeah, it was like his challenge.
If he'd have come back and said, "Hey, man, I ain't gonna be ready," we would all said, "Well, yeah, we didn't think you were gonna be ready, but just the fact that you thought you could be ready is a miracle unto itself." But he doesn't even take it that way.
It ain't even that he couldn't get back, Rob. It's the fact that he's not owning it. Like, I don't even care. Like, okay, let's say that was your goal. You said it out loud, but it just didn't quite happen. It was impossible. But for you to now come out and be like, no, that wasn't my call. That's bullcrap. Everything that the Jets based their whole entire roster and everything they've done from the bringing Nathaniel Hackett in, they did everything you asked them to do. And now all of a sudden you don't make any calls. Knock it off, bro.
Dude,
knock it off.
I cannot even imagine if I'm Woody Johnson.
I want him on TV after his career though, because he's gonna shoot you straight and he's gonna make some athletes mad.
We have a promo running, and I don't know who says it, but they need to put it on a shirt. Aaron needs attention like most people need air.
Damn.
I mean, does that not sum him up?
Ooh. I like attention too, but no, I'm not Aaron.
I can't. Okay, I'm done with him from now on. And Jets, you get everything.
You're not gonna let him.
I think he's going to start angling for a trade. He's already talking about the trust, and that's the first little. They're forcing me to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah. Speaking of New York quarterbacks, did you read the story on Aaron Judge picking up DeVito's tab? They're at the same restaurant. DeVito looks up, sees Judge. They kind of nod. DeVito goes to pay, and they tell him, "Hey, man, Aaron Judge has picked up your tab." Pretty cool, Aaron. Shout out to Aaron Judge for that.
I think Aaron should have picked up everybody's tab in a restaurant.
Everybody?
Dude, after what
New York restaurant, that's a pretty hefty tab.
After last year, I think you owe us all a steak.
Who, Judge?
Yeah, I think after last year, after what you did the previous year and all the money that came in, and then last year, I think you could have bought everybody a steak. I saw where Tommy Cutlets fired his agent.
He didn't fire his agent.
Reassigned him.
Yeah, he's just like, you're just agent only. You're not a part of marketing. But you're still my agent, but you just can't be on the marketing side because you're not handling things properly.
I want this guy to get into the media representation business. I want to bring this guy in for my next negotiation.
No, you don't.
I want this dude to show up in the black on black and pinstripe with the hat and the chain and the phone to the next negotiation.
So you can see Greg Martin kick his ass?
Well, I just want to see
nothing to do with that
what
dude.
The suits would do if I brought in Johnny Bag of Donuts as my agent.
They'd be saying, "Hey, we'll send both of y'all home."
That's the most likely scenario.
Yeah.
Hey, Micah Parsons, he is a heck of a football player, but can get a little annoying. But I think he might actually have a case here. We're going to hear from Micah as to when and if he will ever have a player blocking him get called for holding. And, hey, we're giving away some Alamo Bowl tickets in just about 20 minutes. You don't want to go nowhere. We're talking Alamo Bowl, the matchup, and USAA. What a fine gathering, and it'll include 2 tickets to go see the game tomorrow night. Hey, hang around with us. We're talking Cowboys next. We're good at that. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. You know, when you invite friends and family over for Christmas, and they come and stay with you for a while, and they have not had the benefit of a Connecticut water-softened shower, and someone steps out of your shower and goes, man alive, that felt different. What do you do with your water? Is it the well water? And I said, no, it's my Connecticut water softener. Because the way the Connecticut works with my well is absolutely ideal. A lot of us are on wells. A lot of us are on our aquifer. Either way, you need a water softener the caliber of a Connecticut water softener because of what's in that water. Now, it tastes good and makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer. But I'll tell you what the residual from that water in your pipes is a death knell. It will cost you money if you're not using a water softener. You can see it in your skin and on your dishes and feel it on your hair. You can see what I'm talking about after the water dries. That's why you get a Connecticut. It protects your house. It protects your pipes. It protects your pets. It protects your kids. It protects you. And it keeps the water as soft as you need. No matter when you need it, it's always there for you. In fact, you don't even plug in a Connecticut. It only works when you work. You don't have a motherboard or anything like that. It doesn't need extra salt. It is the premier, the best water softener for where we live in South Texas. You want one? How about 90 days? You don't pay a penny. If you'll dial 656 PURE, there will be a post-haste. You'll have a Connecticut in your home for 3 months. You'll know what I'm talking about. And on that 91st day, when it's time, you're going to be a Connecticut customer for me and for life. They say it, I believe it. It's the last water softener you're ever going to own. Dial 656 PURE. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. Put a Connecticut in your home. Catch up with your neighbors and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we got a lot of football to talk about because the college football playoffs are this weekend. The Texas Longhorns involved. Bob Ballou with KI Sports will join us at 4:30.
And it's our last show of the year, so we got a lot of Cowboys talk to cover in 4 hours, and we'll do that with John Machota from The Athletic and Jane Slater from the NFL Network.
Plus, we're giving away Alamo Bowl tickets.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Get 10% off select concrete mix when you buy 1 pallet or more. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at Lowe's.com/credit for details.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. When you switch to Boost, get an iPhone 11 for only $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. You'll get amazing service too, because only Boost switches between the top networks to give you the best service. So stop by a Boost Mobile store and give the gift of Boost. That's an iPhone 11 for $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. Get yours at a Boost Mobile store today. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers and in-store only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Listen up! Listen up! At Mr. W Fireworks, we have always offered the lowest prices on fireworks. And we always will. We never charge additional hidden fees, and we price our fireworks more than 50% less than the other guys. No joke! When you shop at Mr. W Fireworks, you can be sure you are getting the lowest prices on fireworks around, and the biggest selection. Just look for the W on our sign, and you're in the right place. Visit MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you. Mr. W Fireworks! From our family to yours. Happy New Year!
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy and Rob with you. We're just the beginning of a full sporting day. Don't forget the Blitz gets going at 2 o'clock, and they're chock full of guests. They're talking Cowboys with Machota.
Slater. Yeah, they got a few. They got Ballou. Bob Ballou's going to come on and tell us why Texas is going to win by 50 and defend Texas and everything about Texas.
That game is...
That's the primetime game. They get the whole world to be watching.
You think Joe Tessitore is ready for this? Texas is back to go away, or he's enjoying the notoriety of this?
I think now it's cool. I think
so?
the last 4 years, he probably felt like, damn it, I wish this would go away. But right now, he sounds like a genius.
And if they lose, we'll continue to play it.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, we were playing it when they were losing to Kansas at home.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even get me started on Texas.
I don't know.
I can't wait till January 1st. I really can't.
That's going to be a day. Don't forget you can catch those games live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Micah Parsons and his Edge podcast, they've gotten a little out there. Very few players have the leeway to do what he's been doing this year. And, he's backed up for the most part. I mean, it hadn't been an MVP season, but he's in the top 5 in sacks and, the pressures and the
top
impacts.
7, but
top 7 in sacks.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's got 13?
13.
And the lead is at 17?
Yeah, he's tied for 7th.
So, 13 sacks, that's
great.
Yeah, there's no problem with his play. It hasn't been as great as we thought, but it's still been great.
Yeah, look, man, the kid, he's born and raised in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, okay? So for 20 years, all he was look, he's the best baseball player, he's the best wrestler, he's the best basketball player, he's the best football player, he's playing running back, he's playing linebacker. For 20 years, he's been told how great he was, and then the last couple of years, you start getting people coming at you. And Micah doesn't know Micah hasn't handled that well. He hasn't handled people not being in his corner well. And he's been super annoying on his podcast all year long. After the San Fran game, I think was the most embarrassing. Well, they took it personal. We'll take the next game personal. And, Debo's like, what are you talking about? It's been personal. Like, you late. And the latest thing the last couple of weeks is Micah crying about not getting any holding calls going in his favor. And Michael Gelkin of Dallas Morning News, or one of those rags,
had some time on their hands.
Had some time on his hands and did the research and did a great job of research. It's figured out that in the last 36 quarters, Micah Parsons has not had a holding call go in his favor. And as annoying as Micah is, he is 1,000% right to be screaming about this. There is no way somebody with 13 sacks, as talented, as explosive, as dynamic, as talented as Micah Parsons is, hasn't been held one time in 9 games. That's just stupid.
It is.
And it's an indictment of how bad NFL officiating has been this year. It's not, look, Micah, you're not the only one dealing with it. The refs have been awful for the last couple of years, if we're being real. So for Micah Parsons to go 9 games, as talented as he is, it's a crime. It's a crime that not one hold. And then there's a screenshot floating around where he was being held by 2 Dolphins, and there's no flag. 2.
Does it surprise
you? So he's right
that the Cowboys didn't know or hadn't mentioned that?
Well, I think the Cowboys knew, but the Cowboys are handling it. Jerry and Mike McCarthy are trying to be like, yes, it's happening, but we can't put so much energy into it.
We know they put together videos, right?
Oh, yeah. Hell yes, they send videos. I asked McCarthy that, like, hey, have y'all chopped up tape and sent these? Like, oh, we do that all the time. Well, that's been going on for years.
Well, I'm mad at the Cowboys. I am. If I'd have known that it had been 30 games, if I'd have known it had been 25 games.
Or quarters, yeah. Whatever it is.
Whatever quarters, game. Yeah. If I'd have known that we had reached double digits at any point, and I had supplied the film to the NFL, I had showed them what had happened, and nothing had changed, I would a mountaintop every time. If I'm McCarthy, every time I walk out, I'd say 4 more quarters and no holding call.
Yeah.
I would force the NFL's hand. Now, it could backfire on you and it could cost you some money, but the fact remains, this is game-changing things here.
And it's more frustrating for the Cowboys because every game we have to hear about them being the most penalized team. And you're like, okay, fine. We got some discipline issues in certain areas. Cool. But y'all are also not calling penalties against the teams we're playing. And because what Micah brings to the table is so intricate as to what they want to be on defense, that defense is better when Micah's eating. And he can't eat if he's being held. So it and especially in a game that's as close as that game was this past Sunday against the Dolphins. A couple of holding calls and a couple of extra sacks by Micah changes that game. I know it sounds crazy, but that's 4 plays that are game changing. Again, when it's 3rd and 7 and Micah's being held by 2 Dolphins,
that matters.
That changing at to 3rd and 17 is so huge. It's an extra possession. Like there's less time taken off of the clock because now you got to get the ball back. It's huge. So again, we can not like the delivery and we can hate the podcast, but if he's right, he's right. And I'm sorry. This isn't some dude. This isn't just some jag. This is Micah freaking Parsons, who at the beginning of the season was one of the picks to be a possible, not only defensive player of the year, but a possible MVP candidate. And he's clearly being held 9 games. 9. I'm sorry. Anybody that's in that top 7, there's no, and again, I haven't done the research. This is me guessing. There is no way TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and these guys have gone 9 games and no one's held them. It's impossible. And then you got to think, Rob, in these 9 games, there's Giants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's some terrible teams that within this 9 games that you know damn well they held Micah at some point. Come on now. And even if like you got to have a close one, don't you just give them one off GP?
At some point. It is criminal neglect.
It's criminal. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but it's bad.
And, a lot of times NBA referees will let a quarter or 3/4 of a game get away from them, and then they even things up in 1 quarter.
Right.
Maybe the Cowboys and Micah will get the even up calls in the last 2 games of the season to get things a little bit back on the playoffs.
Right.
We'll continue talking Cowboys in just a couple minutes, but coming up next, we're going to be joined by a good friend of the show, USAA's very own David Evans. He's joined us before. He leads the USAA Educational Foundation, and as the Valero Alamo Bowl gets going tomorrow night, USAA is an appreciation partner with the Valero Alamo Bowl with the military going on in San Antonio. We're giving away a pair of tickets coming up next. Hold on tight. Let's talk Alamo Bowl with someone on the inside with a close parking spot. Hold on tight. Tickets given away next here on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Saturday, the Cowboys welcome the Motor City Kitties to the Big D. It's a football beauty. Saturday night, Cowboys and Lions at 6:30.
Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running to the goal line.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Our biggest clearance sale of the year is happening now at Blue Bonnet Chrysler Dodge Ram, the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Save 15% off MSRP on new Ram 1500 trucks. Wrap up some heavy-duty savings. Take 12% off MSRP on all new Ram heavy-duty trucks. Save $6,800 off MSRP on a new 2023 Dodge Charger SXT posted at only $28,995. Make no payments for 90 days. And remember,
At Blue Bonnet price is the difference.
call 830-626-9799 for full price and offer details.
The South Texas RV Super Sale is back at Expo Hall at the Freeman, and boy, do we have a great show this year. After years of supply chain and disruptions, our dealers are loaded with RVs, and they're making deals. A full array of Class A, B, and C motorhomes, gigantic fifth wheels, toy haulers, teardrops, and pop-ups. So go on over to SouthTexasRVSupersale.com, buy tickets in advance. No need to wait in line. We'll see you Thursday, January 4th through Sunday the 7th at Expo Hall. Doors open daily at 10 a.m. SouthTexasRVSupersale.com.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, January 6th. Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. It's the All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, January 6th. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Hey, poker players, the Big Blind is opening early January, 281 in Redland Road, just down from the Roo Pub. The Big Blind will be the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities, from daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Opening in early January, the Big Blind is hiring dealers, hosts, and servers. Apply in person weekdays from 10 to 5 at the Big Blind, 281 and Redland Road.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text JUDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text JUDGE to 321-321. That's JUDGE to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
O'Reilly.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. It's time for one of those great annual events in San Antonio. The Valero Alamo Bowl kicks off tomorrow night, and, it's part of San Antonio, and you want to talk about part of San Antonio. USAA is certainly part of the fabric of Military City, USA, and as the official military appreciation partner of the Valero Alamo Bowl, we'd like to welcome on a good friend of the show. He's been here before, Dave Evans. Welcome aboard, David. We're glad to have you today.
Hey, appreciate it, fellas. Thanks for having me.
Now, you're part of the USAA Educational Foundation, which has got a unique mission. Explain to our listeners, you don't have to be part of USAA to take advantage of what you guys are doing.
No, we're a nonprofit. We're designed for everyone that serves in the military, regardless if you're a USAA member. And military families make really smart financial decisions. Military life can be tough and challenging. You got a lot going on. And so sometimes finances go by the wayside. And so we try to make it easy and simple for you to understand so you can kind of take control of your finances and have financial freedom.
Now, I was seeing on during the game, you're asking people to get there early Thursday for like a state-of-the-art Ace Academy flight simulator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is pretty cool. I mean, if you saw Top Gun Maverick, I mean, this is a simulator where anyone can jump into and play Maverick for a day, and you get to see what it's like to fly a high caliber military aircraft. It's pretty cool.
It's completely awesome. And as a promotional partner with USAA, you guys got a lot going down tomorrow. Not only will you offer the trainer or the simulator, but hats are going to be available in each team's colors. Giveaways going on all around the stadium. Tell us about your involvement tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right. Just get there early, walk around, enjoy it, go to the fan zone. We got the flight simulator. We got a whole bunch of foam cowboy hats for both teams branded to wear. I don't know if the OU fans brought their own cowboy hats, but we've got both, for the Arizona fans too. And then we have all kinds of activations throughout the game, recognizing military heroes. We've given a bunch of free tickets away to Wounded Warriors and local military organizations to get, Military City, USA out there at the game and enjoy this great game that's going to happen tomorrow night.
How hard has it been for you all to be nice to the Oklahomans?
Well, hey, we love everybody. We love everyone, especially our military bases.
I know.
Military bases in Oklahoma and Arizona.
I'm kidding, David. I'm kidding. Talk to us about this game. I mean, it's kind of weird, David, and I think every bowl is dealing with it. So I think it's only fair to talk about it. When with the transfer portal, it does affect these bowl games, especially OU. Their QB's gone, a couple other players. The bowl games have in their own weird way kind of suffered because of the transfer portal as well.
Yeah, but it's next man up, right? I mean,
true, very true.
Chance to get some tape, get some film on you, show the coaches what you can do as you go into next year. And OU and Arizona, they don't have any duds on that roster. I mean, all of them are highly recruited athletes, and I'm almost more excited to see what some hungry kids are going to do who may not have had the playing time during the year, who can really ball out when they get the chance to shine on the field.
Dave, as you join us, you're formerly you played some football at West Point, played in the Army-Navy game, and we got to watch you guys sing second this year, take a nice victory. Talk about your affiliation with football and how what that means to your job currently with USAA and working with military families getting their financial dealings in order.
No, I appreciate it. I actually grew up here in San Antonio. I'm a product of Madison High School.
Nice.
Recruited, went off and played at West Point. Played in the Army-Navy game. And, it's funny because when I served in the military, it was just like another football team. It really was. I mean, you get young men from all walks of life coming together, all aligned to kind of a single goal, working together, encouraging each other, pushing each other. You get that in the military. And, for what we do today at the Educational Foundation, we want to make them be their best. And your financial situation shouldn't be a stressor while you're serving. And we try to make that easy for them. And it's just, sometimes we say football is a team sport, the military is a team sport. Well, managing your finances is a team sport too. And, that's the whole military family. It's not just those in uniform or the military spouse, it's everyone together.
David, how would they reach out to you?
Yeah, just go to our website, usaaef.org, right there on the web. And we also have on all the normal social media platforms as well. USAAEF.org. That's Educational Foundation. I want to stress again, as we all start getting our credit card bills after what was a busy December, if you're looking to get your house in order, you don't have to be, although you should be a USAA member, but you don't have to be. And we know as we begin the new year, we all have our goals, and let's look forward to a strong financial future. And USAA has played a role in my financial future for years, not only my insurance, but a variety of other attributes. That's just what USAA has done here in San Antonio. They're part of the fabric here and playing a huge role in the game tomorrow. If you want some tickets, give away right now. Want to give them away. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Let's should we let's do caller number 6 here. Yeah, David, as you talk about the team effort with USAA, how did you find your way into this particular line of work with USAA? When I was getting out of uniform, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. That's not uncommon for people in the military.
Right.
But what I knew I wanted to do was be a part of a good team, and I'll figure out the job next. And to me, there was no better team to join than USAA. And I'm proud to have been there for 11 years, and I plan to never leave. So it is a great organization, strong core values, great people that work there, great mission. It's hard not to get out of bed in the morning when you do the work that we do.
There's going to be a lot of veterans in the game tomorrow. Thanks to USAA, they support the Alamo Bowl's hometown MVPs program, providing tickets to local military and wounded warriors. When you get the opportunity tomorrow, military types, stand and be recognized. You've earned it. They're doing it tomorrow, and a couple, I hope, will be going on your dime, Dave. Thanks for stopping by today. This is one of the great things that
Appreciate
San Antonio does, and it's because of entities like USAA and Valero that we get what we get tomorrow night. David, thanks for stopping by. I know he's going to be with the Blitz today. If you don't win them right now, you can join the Blitz this afternoon a little after 3:30, and David will be back on to win a pair of tickets to go see our beautiful Alamo Bowl down in the Alamo Dome as OU and Arizona go at it again. David, we wish you a happy holiday season. Thanks for stopping by and bringing those tickets.
Hey, appreciate it, fellas. Have a good one.
Hey, we appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
The man served our country and continues to serve us here in San Antonio, part of the USAA Educational Foundation. They help you get your financial, aspirations in order. You don't have to be in trouble to go talk to these guys. They put together plans, and they're there to help. Take advantage of this.
Don't get in trouble.
Exactly. And if you did kind of overspend, now's the time to address it as we head into the new year.
Amen.
As we close out today's show, last night we watched the Spurs go down yet again. And I think for the first time this season, we have seen Pop and other players start to address what we have been watching over the first 25 and 29 games.
Right.
Just a miserable lack of consistency and an inability to close out games. It's not about the talent level. We know they're not an overly talented team. They're less talented than we thought they are, but they do have enough talent to win some games. In comparison to the all-time losingest NBA team in history,
the Pistons,
there's more talent than them. They've got more talent just by Wemby.
We don't have a Cade Cunningham.
No, we don't. And they have a singular better player. But I think as a total, this is a team that should have won a few more. Probably not as much as they thought they were going to win.
Maybe have 10.
But
They should maybe have 10, right?
Oh, yes. I think we've watched at least 10 games just slip through their fingers. I don't have any hesitation with that at all. And last night, yet again, proved that they have the chops. They started out solid in the first quarter. They just couldn't maintain it. And that's been kind of the ongoing thread with a young team. Well, finally, we're seeing some changes. Now, Devin was moved to the bench for a little bit. Didn't quite work out.
And
Zach
I think
Collins,
that was more about his injury, coming back, working him back in. Right?
and, he was going to provide some offense to a moribund team. And then Zach Collins got a little rotation action, got moved out of the starting lineup for whatever purpose. Well, now we found out yesterday that Keldon now is going to be the sixth man of note, at least for the foreseeable future. Greg Popovich talked about his team and what is the primary issue so far in the season and how they're addressing it. And is there any more change coming? It seems like there might be if there's not some changes immediately.
That was one of them, but we're still searching for consistency. We're not consistent offensively or defensively. We go in spurts and really haven't matured enough to understand that winning an NBA game is difficult and calls for consistency. It's a 48-minute game, and you can't, be consistent on offense and execute or execute on defense for, 20 minutes of the game. You're not going to win that way. They've got a great player in marketing. They've got some older guys, 30, 31 years old, have been around. They're mature, they're physical. Will does a great job with them coaching, and they come after you for all 48. We still haven't figured that out yet. Part of it is youth. Part of it is probably I need to demand from certain people it's time they have to be more consistent or I make changes.
Ooh. That's about as harsh as Pop's been all season right there.
Yeah, and it was calm. I appreciate that. No need to yell when you don't have your guys. And these are Brian Wright's guys. These aren't Pop's guys. I'm going to keep harping on that. Everybody's blaming Pop, but he's coaching the guys that Brian Wright has gave him.
The change, Keldon offered immediate benefit. I mean, he came off the bench.
He came in there jacking up shots. He was like, if I'm going to come off the bench, I'm going to come off the bench with a vengeance. And he put up 20 shots. He got the most shots up last night. But, again, during the show, we were trying to figure out who he meant by, certain people. I got to demand more. And if not, I got to make changes. I think one of them clearly, as Jeff McDonald pointed out in his tweet, Malcolm Branham got pulled early and never got back into the rotation until it was mop-up duty. So maybe we see Trey Jones tomorrow night in Portland. But the other thing that Pop was asked about was, hey, Wemby didn't look 100% according to Pop, but he said he was fine. And then it was followed up, well, how are you going to handle him Thursday and Friday? And Pop said without hesitation, he's not playing in both of those games in Portland Thursday and Friday. And I just was like, at 19, why are we already sitting him out unless it's about the ankle? If it's about the ankle because Pop now feels like, okay, I let him get back out there a little bit too soon. Okay, but if we're just straight up load managing a 19-year-old, then I'm left scratching my head. But clearly, it's about the ankle. If Pop felt like he didn't look 100% last night,
it's a strange one of those weird back-to-back at-home games that I would expect, and I'm very honest, they better win one of these games. Portland's terrible.
Portland just blew out Sacramento.
And that was a weird win, wasn't it? That was an odd one because I saw where De'Aaron Fox got 40 or whatever, and they still lost. Portland is a team that's trying to find their identity as well. They're on the same track as
their
the Spurs.
Rookie isn't even starting.
Is worse, and I thought Scoot was ready.
Scoot's not starting. He's playing about 28 minutes a game, but he's not even starting.
You wonder if Pop's going to play him on the second of that back-to-back and go try to get themselves a win before they come home and play a Boston team and then a Memphis team and then a Milwaukee team that are coming for blood, man. That's three very good basketball teams the Spurs are going to be playing as the new year begins. Yeah. This might be the last opportunity until we finally see Detroit on the road to get a win.
You're going to a Boston game on New Year's Eve, 6 o'clock. There's still time to make it home and watch the ball drop.
Given what I do, that'd probably be about par. Be home by 10.
Maybe a little bit early if it gets out of hand.
I got to get it ready for the New Year's Day games.
True.
We are back to looking at the schedule to see who I want to see. Not my team. Not my team. I ain't buying a ticket to see my team.
Now you're like, okay, will Giannis be playing? You start looking at Milwaukee like, okay, what does Milwaukee have before and after? What does Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have before and after? Does Ja Morant, who now Memphis is 4-0 since his return, so yeah, you start looking at that. And then you start looking at January 10th in the Motor City. Will Detroit have won by then? And what if San Antonio is the team that Detroit finally gets off the schneid against?
Well, that is probably the more likely scenario.
I don't know. I have to look at Detroit's schedule. Maybe they eke one out before they get. I don't even want to really be in that situation as a Spur fan. I don't want to be the team that Detroit breaks the record on. Like, that would be it. Like, it's one thing to have gone through what they've gone through as far as the Spurs, but it's a whole other thing for your team to be the team that gives up the breaks the streak against the worst team in NBA history.
You're going to have to find a good old friend like LeBron to help you out of that. Because
Detroit has Boston, Toronto, Houston, Utah, Golden State, Denver, Sacramento.
Don't see a win unless it's Sacramento.
Maybe Toronto.
Is it there? Will a passport be required for them to go get a win?
They very well could still be on a losing streak by the time San Antonio comes.
I say it every time I look at the number. What are they, 28?
No, 7.
27 straight losses. Can you imagine? And I know I've said this before.
No.
You had 27 consecutive bad days at work. You had a whole month of every time you went to work. 5 days a week, you got your ass kicked. The boss was mad at you. Nobody showed up for work. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And then on those days that went good, it went bad the last minute as you were walking out the door. For 27 consecutive days of work.
I'd probably call in a couple times.
I would too.
I'd definitely be like, I got a little knee soreness. I need a day.
And you brought up something even more. You do not want to be the team. Now, it's easy to lose to a team that's lost 5 consecutive. Yeah, this is just part of life. They came up and got us. This team has lost 27 consecutive games, and you're the team that they beat. And I think the Spurs are running into that now. I think the Spurs have reached a level of embarrassing badness that it's more embarrassing to lose to them.
Oh, yeah. And that's what Detroit's running into. I think the Spurs were running into that until LeBron came to town, but the Spurs are running into that. And I think that's what Detroit's running into. Like, it can't be us, fellas. Let's go out here and kick these dudes' butts.
And the sad thing is, it's not sad. The coaches get saddled with the record. Players, I don't know what their record is.
No. I had no idea.
Like Cade Cunningham is going to go down as scoring 30 points a night and losing 30 consecutive games. And we're not going to know in 5 years when Cade is finally on a good team that he went through 30 consecutive losses unless we just kind of, remember that? But every coach is going to talk. When we talk to Pop or Monty, how many games you lose in a row?
They're beat down, dude. Their press conferences are depressing. January 10th, we'll see where Detroit's at when the Spurs head to Detroit.
Keep in mind, they're getting into very nice cars and going on to very expensive
homes.
They
are. Yeah, they are. I don't feel too bad for them.
While the day at work might have been lousy, the ride home was pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about $16 an hour versus $2 million a game.
So, you're waking up in a little bit different boat. Tonight, we get an Aggie football game that is going to be interesting to watch, as I've never seen a head coach and an OC for another or DC for another school all rolled into one. Let's hope Elijah recruits well for Syracuse tonight as the Aggies take on Oklahoma State University, a game you'll catch live with Andrew Monaco on the call right here on San Antonio Sports Star. You guys have yourself a fine Wednesday. Rudy and I got some social media things to do, and follow us on the Twitters. Like us and get it all taken care of. Subscribe so Rudy can go to the bathroom. Hey, the Blitz is only 4 hours away.
It's R&R in the morning.